Call for a free quick quote. Call 800-923-6829 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-923-6829. That's 800-923-6829. What do you have to lose? Call 800-923-6829. Again, 800-923-6829.
Are you ready to sell your home? Call Dave Beach. He makes sure his clients receive the very best in service. Dave Beach at RE/MAX Community is your trusted local expert. Fast closings, top offers, and service just like your family. 609-685-4942. Online at soldbydavebeach.com.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
Open.
This is Hanging with Hennig.
I have friends everywhere.
On 97.3 ESPN Radio, South Jersey.
I'm here. New Jersey. Am I right?
The Open's playing.
Live feed on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
You guys turn up the camera.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Yes.
The internet is a communications tool used the world over where people can come together.
Now, here's your host.
He's not gone.
Hot.
That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Josh Hennig.
Hanging with Hennig, broadcasting live here from Slack Tide Brewing's 10-year anniversary celebration on 97.3 ESPN FM, the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City, and streaming live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squad virtual studio. We will have the camera up and running in just a bit because, you know, the beauty of technology is that when you least expect something to happen, it happens. Technology decided to do a little bit of a craziness on me right before the show started. So we will have the camera up and running in just a bit. I know that if you're watching on YouTube and X, the video portion of the stream is being a little wonky right now. So we will get that fixed in just a minute. But off the top of the show, because we are here for the 10-year anniversary of Slack Tide Brewing, is one of the co-owners. Jason Campbell is joining me right now on 97.3 ESPN. Jason, first of all, congratulations.
Thanks, man. Thanks. It's quite an accomplishment to be 10 years in business.
For you, when you guys started this, you know, was any of this part of the vision that you guys were going to be this?
I think when we first started, I don't think we would have gotten this big, but it's definitely a rewarding experience when you grow something from as small as we were when we first started with a 27-gallon brew tippy dump brew system, and then you move it up to where we are now, which is, 20-barrel 4-vessel brew house, large capacity, full functioning brewery with a big ass tasting room. So it's fun.
Now, of course, for those who remember, you used to be on Route 83 for years.
Yeah.
And then you moved back out here, 3 years ago?
Yeah. It was 3 years ago this year. It was 2023 was when we first moved here.
So now that you're looking at it, like what's next?
We're just continuing to grow the brand, try to expand our distribution footprint. We're really happy with our new location. Our outside area is really well received. A lot of people find this to be a pretty cool destination to come and hang out and have a beer or two. So we're just basically focusing predominantly on growing our business in the distribution field.
And of course, anyone who comes out, so you have the raffle going on today. So if you bring a can of food or a can non-perishable item, right?
Yep.
Obviously, you're in the big drawing for what you guys are going to give away at the end of the weekend. What is that?
It's a ultimate Slacker prize basket. So it's full of all kinds of swag and cool branded items. It's actually a really nice package.
And of course, if you show me your raffle ticket when you bring the perishable item, I got Caesar Sportsbook hats, I got 973 ESPN koozies to give away, but you got to come and get your non-perishable item, get the raffle ticket, show me the raffle ticket. Literally, someone just came up to me as we were doing
the show. Yeah.
Right, of course. As I'm trying to troubleshoot why I only have audio and no video on a streaming platform. and the guys back at the station are really not telling me if my audio is any good or not. So, although I know Alex and Nick are probably dealing with a lot back there because it's been a crazy day at 97.3 ESPN.
You sounded good.
Oh, thanks, Alex. I didn't know if you saw my text or not. So
has not come through.
Well, listen, as long as we sound good, we're good. So, obviously, the other part of the reason why I love coming to Slack Tide Brewing is not just because it seems like everything you guys make is great.
Thanks, Josh. Thank you.
Because I was telling your brother one time, it's like, doesn't matter what fan you are of what kind of drink, everything is good. So, like, even if you're not maybe necessarily a fan of a porter or a fan of a pale ale, the pale ales and the porters you make are as good as everything else on the menu. And of course, I'm personally looking forward to trying out the Hazy IPA 10-year anniversary beer today.
It's a good one.
Tell the folks about that.
It's my brother wanted to do an exclusive 10-year anniversary beer. We usually do a beer in celebration of each one of our anniversaries, but this year's is a really, really fruit forward hazy IPA. It's delicious. I had it yesterday. Maybe had one or two too many yesterday, but it's
that good.
It's good. Yeah, it's very good. It's very smooth. It's got a really nice haze to it. It's fantastic.
So obviously you are also an Eagles fan.
Yes.
So I got to get your perspective on the Eagles playing tomorrow. Of course, you will have the game showing here at Slack Tide, correct?
The game will be on. We're having an Eagles sort of tailgate party / pep rally kind of thing here, and obviously also celebrating our anniversary as well. But we'll have a hot dog truck here, and everybody's encouraged to wear their Eagles green and come up and really cheer the Birds on. As far as how I think the Birds are going to do, I as you saw last night's Indiana-Oregon game, defense wins championships. So I think that our defense is pretty solid, and I think it has the ability to take us deep. Our offense has to figure out a few things, but pretty far.
As I finally get the video portion of the show working here, hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. Now people can finally see us. What a concept. I had to. For those who don't know, the beauty of technology is when you least want the computer to run an update,
it does.
The computer decides to run an update.
Yep.
So I was literally, I'm making Jason talk and do on the radio while I'm like changing monitors and screens. But we're good now. You can watch us in the Dr. Squatch virtual studios. But back to the Eagles. I've been saying this, Jason, for a while, and that is this is a championship caliber defense.
Sure. But
the offense, they got to get out of their way. And, I have been very critical of Kevin Patullo. I think he's an idiot. And I know that, Mike Gill gets mad when I say that because he's like, how can you say somebody's an idiot who's been coaching the league for 15 years? It's like, I love the example that Richard Sherman made on Nick Foles' podcast, where he says the Eagles are like a Ferrari that won a championship last year, came into this year, and they changed out the engine for a Toyota. It's still the body of a Ferrari, still the wheels and the exterior of the Ferrari, but they changed it to a lesser engine. And to me, that's who Kevin Patullo is. I'm not saying Kevin Patullo can't coach. I'm just saying that you should not give the keys to the kingdom to a driver with a junior license.
I guess that's fair criticism. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other on Kevin Patullo because ultimately, at the end of the day, Nick Sirianni is the head coach of the team, and he should have some input on how that offense runs and doesn't run. But they haven't had a lot of continuity. They've had a different offensive coordinator every season for the last 3 or 4 years. So, but listen, I think it all comes down to execution too. Do I think Patullo made some questionable play calls? Yes. I was kind of crazy that in the Buffalo game, they came out pass against the team that can't stop the run. So I'm not quite sure if that makes sense, but hey, that's why I own a brewery and don't coach NFL football.
Well, here is the audio of what Richard Sherman said. This is from a Nick Foles season podcast.
It's like seeing a Ferrari car that you watched win a lot of races the year before, and then they got a new pit crew and a new engineer, and then the car just isn't running like it used to. You're like, it's the same car. The wheels are the same, the body's the same, but it's got a Toyota Corolla engine in it now.
And I think he's 100% right.
I can see his point. I can.
And listen, you say I just run a brewery. But this is part of the problem, Jason, and that is everywhere I go. Like, I've watched games with you a couple times here at Slack Tide Brewing.
Yeah.
I go out and watch games with people. If I see something and you see something and your brother sees something and everybody on planet Earth sees the same thing, but the coach doesn't, to me, it doesn't matter what you or I do. It matters the fact is the whole world is seeing that the sky, remember in Liar Liar trying to say the sky is purple, but he has to say the sky is blue because he's forced to be churchable.
Yeah.
It's like Kevin Patullo is still trying to say the sky is purple when it's blue.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'll tell you what though, I'm always a glass half full guy. Like I really think that try to be as optimistic as possible. If he gets him to a Super Bowl, hey, and he wins, he's not going anywhere. So that's part of it. The other part of it is if he doesn't get into the Super Bowl, then there's a lot of viable candidates out there to replace him.
There are a lot of viable candidates. Hanging with Hennig, broadcasting live from Slack Tide Brewing's 10-year anniversary celebration. Josh Hennig alongside Jason Campbell, co-owner of Slack Tide Brewing Company over here on Route 9. And this is still technically Dennis Township, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're actually right on the border between Dennis Township and Middle Township.
Yeah, next to where Lemmings Run used to be.
Yes. Yep.
For those who are old enough.
It's true. A lot of people don't know what that place was. At least the younger set definitely does.
I was going to say, one thing I think is funny is that you probably have a couple of people who work here who might not have been alive when Lemmings Run finally closed.
Probably. We were talking today when you were setting up, like they call it a hashtag. I call it a pound sign.
Right.
So it's a generational thing, I guess.
Right. What do we know? We're just a couple of guys. It's always great because one of the things I love about Cape May County, living here as long as I have, is that it's like if you're of a certain age, it's like you have a whole reference point that nobody else does about this area.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this area has changed dramatically in the last few years. I think for the better, but it's definitely it's changing a lot. It used to be a sleepy sort of like super seasonal back. I don't want to call it a backwater, but it used to be where we would come to the beach. Now it's a little bit more year round. Although this past winter it's kind of got a little slow, but yeah, it is a very cool place. It's where I grew up. It's where a lot of the people that come to this brewery grew up, and it's a cool community.
All right. So before I let you go, let's get back to the Eagles real quick. Okay. So what does Jason think is going to happen tomorrow when the Eagles play the 49ers?
I think we win. But I'm not one of those guys that throws out like it's going to be 33-24. Like I have no idea what the score is going to be, but I think the Eagles do pull it out. I think the offense surprises us a little bit. And I would love to see the defense have Brock Purdy scrambling around like a maniac all day. So, which I think they can do.
Well, the good news is that the last 4 times Kyle Shanahan has gone against Vic Fangio, he hasn't done so well.
Right.
He's never scored more than 15 points against Fangio. And I know it's only 4 games, but still 4 games is enough.
It's a pretty good sample size.
It was also enough for you to say maybe he's living in his head a little bit, because Kyle Shanahan did say this week, he's very complimentary of Fangio. And you know how it is in life. When someone's overly complimentary of somebody,
that's true. Like, well, I also read somewhere that he and Fangio are actually like friends outside of football. Yeah.
Fangio said it this week that they're friends, but he said not this Sunday.
Well, you're never friends when you're playing against the team. Yeah.
I love how gruff Fangio is. He's such a throwback.
Yeah, he's great.
Like
he's great.
You have a guy who was bred Philly sports fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a successful defensive coordinator. He comes back home and he gets in front of these press conferences and they'll be like, "Hey Vic, when you played the Commanders 2 weeks ago, does any of that roll over into this game?" No, why would it? That
kind of like bluntness and frankness, I appreciate, because a lot of times you get word salad from guys that are just like they don't want to answer the question, or they extrapolate too far into the question. It's like, dude, just yes or no.
Yeah, they're afraid to just be like maybe, yes, no, or give a legitimate answer. Like, it's such a difference. Like Nick Sirianni has a press conference, and listen, I ripped Nick for his presentation. I'm not going to rip him as a football coach.
Sure.
Like, he's obviously shown that in 5 years, getting to postseason 5 straight times, that he is among the best of the best.
100%.
The Eagles, 3 of the 5 years have had 21 to 22 stars available for the postseason. The 49ers have been top 10 in injuries in the last 9 years. So Sirianni's doing something on the field, off the field, right? But his presentation, as you mentioned, word salad. Hey, Nick, what's going on with Lane Johnson? Oh, well, wait for the injury report to come out later. On the flip side, Kyle Shanahan opens up his press conference and says, all right, let me tell you what the injury report is and explain it to you for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, but think about it though. If you look about it, every coach has their personality or whatever aside from their press conferences. Like I remember the Andy Reid press conferences where he got up there and cleared his breath like 4 or 5 times, the time's yours, and then answered the questions with one-word answers. And I remember how frustrating that was to be, not only as a fan but also as a media person in that town. I mean, I know how you could tell how they would be frustrated too. And then you get other coaches that are like, imagine interviewing like Bill Parcells or Bill Belichick, the same kind of thing. So everybody's got a different personality.
They absolutely do. By the way, I asked some of your employees to take a picture of us over here doing this, and they've walked by twice. So. Well, I keep grabbing my phone as they walk by, hoping they.
Well, here,
you want to text one?
Yeah, I'll text one of them to come over. Hang on.
This is the beauty of live radio on 97.3 ESPN. Josh Hennig hanging out with you at Slack Tide Brewing Company's 10-year anniversary celebration. I got to get a picture of us together over here because this is something that you and I have talked about for a long time now. So we got to at least put it out there, memorialize it.
There, I'll see how quick it takes for them to respond.
Nice. Well, apparently I do have to apologize to the guys at the station. Apparently when my computer locked up, my phone apparently locked up too. So all of my texts apparently came in all at the same time to the guys back in the studio. So shout out to Alex and Nick for doing yeoman's work, even though we were unable to communicate like normal human beings.
It's weird. Like you have to talk to guys like right there in the other room. I could get up and go get him and have him come. I can do that.
You could.
I could.
You could. But do you want to?
I can. Let's do it. I'll go send me real quick. I'll be
right
back.
So,
give me 30 seconds, if that.
All right, there you go. See, I turned your headset off. Now nobody hears you took the headset off. Josh Hennig. By the way, we are here in part thanks to Boxing Insider Promotions. Larry Goldberg has the best action-packed boxing coming to South Jersey on Saturday, March 7th, the first big fight night of 2026. Margate's own Larry Goldberg is bringing his 7th boxing event to Tropicana, Atlantic City, and we are thankful for them to allow us to be here at Slack Tide Brewing Company today here on 97.3 ESPN. And now you're back.
I'm back, and we got the picture taken all while you were doing that fantastic read.
Thank you, appreciate it. Well, it is a literal read.
It is.
That's the beauty of it, is that I actually write things down because I'm getting to that age where I can't remember everything anymore.
I know the feeling. Trust me.
I can remember the Tebow time in 2011 with the Broncos, but I don't fully remember what I ate yesterday for lunch and dinner. So
that's well. You also have to memorize and know a lot of stats. I don't necessarily have to do that. So that holds up a lot of space in people's brains, I'm sure.
So aside from the 10-year anniversary beer, what else do you guys have dropping this weekend?
So we have 2 throwbacks, actually 3 throwbacks that are sort of backed by, I don't want to say backed by popular demand, but our beers we've done in the past that are real favorites. One is our Bucktail Brown Ale, which I know Will out in the food truck did a braised sausage with it today, so that's going to be really good. And then we brought back our Headboat, which is our German-style Helles Lager. A lot of people have been asking for that, but we brought that back. There's a big movement right now towards lagers in the beer space anyway. And then the last one we brought back, we made, I want to say in 2018 for the first time. It's our triple IPA called Overnighter.
Yep.
That's a limited release. It's a small batch. It's only available here. So, but we always like to try to go back into the Wayback Machine and pull out some cool beers every now and again. And those are the 4 that are, in addition to the anniversary beer, that are available this weekend.
I mean, I know for me, literally the first time I ever came to Slack Tide was 2018, and I remember the Overnighter. So it's like when I saw that, I wasn't sure if I was like seeing it properly. Like, am I too tired when I'm reading this post? Like, got a moment. Because that's literally the first time I ever visited you guys. It was 2018 on Route 83 when you were over there.
Oh, so, that's cool.
I mean, you and I have only known each other for the last few years, basically, but in part because I just never shut up. For those who don't know, there was one time at your old location, you and I were talking, and one of the patrons jokingly said, "I have to leave now. because I listened to Josh all week on 97.3 ESPN, and I can't stand listening to him anymore this weekend. I'll catch him Monday on the radio.
Yeah. It's pretty funny too. Sometimes when you come in and you are striking up a conversation, I always find it funny. Like if I'm either working behind the bar or hanging out in the room, people will hear you talk and they'll go, "I know that voice from somewhere. Where do I know that voice from?" But it's cool. It's cool.
Well, listen, I appreciate you having me out here today. I'm a big fan of what you guys do. I'm a big believer in small businesses here in South Jersey, as you know. Willie on the food truck, we're going to try to pry him away to have him come over here, talk about Taste of Love food truck and everything he's doing. Because Willie and I actually have a history. Willie actually knows my dad because my dad used to work at Uncle's on Route 47.
Mm-hmm. You were telling me this the other day. It's a pretty cool story.
Yeah. So I it's kind of like one of my like, I had to know, I got to get Willie on the radio at some point.
Sure.
Because he's also a big Philly sports fan.
He is. And he's smart when it comes to his P's and Q's on sports too. So he's definitely, and he's an amazing human being as well. So.
Absolutely. Him and his whole family. Just great people. Again, so come out to Slack Tide Brewing. They got the food truck here, Taste of Love, the 10-year anniversary beer. Bring your non-perishable canned goods. Get the raffle. I'll give you either a Caesar Sportsbook hat or a 97.3 ESPN koozie. Just walk up like the gentleman did earlier in the Syracuse hat and showed me his raffle ticket. I handed him the koozie. Very simple exchange.
Yep.
So, and we'll be here all day hanging out with folks at Slack Tide Brewing. Jason, again, really appreciate you, man.
No, you too, Josh. Thank you. And don't forget, too, at 1:30 today, too, there's a indoor cornhole tournament here as well. So we're trying to keep the fun going on a rainy day.
Sounds perfect.
Before we let you go, I got to say, I work at the Deauville Inn. Flounder Pounder is one of our biggest sellers. I'm a server there. I'm selling Flounder Pounders all the time.
Awesome. Thanks for letting me know.
Yep.
Flounder Pounders, arguably, I would argue Flounder Pounder might be like the underrated brew on the menu.
Flounder Pounder is a very, very, what we use the term approachable beer. It's very drinkable and people love it. Everybody that drinks it loves it. So it's also a lower ABV too, so you can drink more than one of them.
Absolutely. Exactly. By the way, shout out to Alex back in the 97.3 ESPN studios, keeping us on the radio. We are broadcasting live from Slack Tide Brewing here in Dennis Township on Route 9. Josh Hennig, and of course, we mentioned earlier, don't forget, it is March 7th is the return of action-packed boxing to Atlantic City. Saturday, March 7th, Tropicana, Atlantic City. It's the first action-packed fight card of 2026. Tropicana Showroom in Atlantic City. This is going to be the 7th boxing event by Margate's own Larry Goldberg. And every boxing event is an amazing blend of up-and-coming local fighters and big-name fighters who you're going to see very soon on pay-per-view cards. Of course, Justin Figueroa from Atlantic City. He's been on many of these cards. He is one of the NABF belt holders. And we are going to see plenty more local fighters. I know that Holy Spirit's Josh Popper, there's talk that he is going to be back on the card on March 7th. So again, tickets will be on sale soon. Make sure you check out Boxing Insider Promotions. Josh Hennig hanging out with you on 97.3 ESPN FM, 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle, and streaming live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio.
Listen to the NFL Wildcard Round.
The Wildcard Round of the NFL playoffs kicks off with a special Saturday doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, the Los Angeles Rams take on the upstart Carolina Panthers. Then it's the oldest rivalry in football when the Packers head to Chicago to face the Bears. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern. From the Wildcard Round all the way to Super Bowl 60 in the Bay Area, the NFL playoffs are right here.
It's a special NFL Saturday on 97.3 ESPN.
Making your home look brand new is what Work of Art Construction can do for you. Ready to remodel your bathroom or have a kitchen makeover? Art Masker has 40 years of experience in construction and knows how to make your home look like a work of art. Want to install a new back deck or invest in a new front door? Just call Art Masker at 609-788-4271 to learn more. Visit Work of Art Construction on Instagram to see how Work of Art Construction can make your home look brand new. Beautify your home with Work of Art. Call him at 609-788-4271 and let them make your home truly a work of art.
For 23 years, we've helped athletes at all levels at Clemic Performance Method. From youth to pros, increase maximum velocity, acceleration, vertical leaps, and general physical preparedness. We offer youth, high school, and pro college classes. Our proven results have earned national recognition from NFL coaches, sponsors, and a feature on ESPN Radio's Sports Science segment. You can contact me directly at 609-742-6190, or as always, visit us on our website, clinicperformancemethod.com.
Sal Vulcano, Everything's Fine Tour. One hilarious night of brand new stand-up material from Sal Vulcano.
Don't lie to me. Tell me the truth about Thunder. Did you tell me it's God bowling? I took that information to school. I got my ass handed to me.
Sal Vulcano live. Saturday, February 28th, Ovation Hall and Ocean Casino Resort. From Impractical Jokers and the Hey Babe and Taste Buds podcast, it's Sal Vulcano. On sale now at theoceanac.com.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Kohl's new clearance markdowns are intense. Up to 70% off is the kind of deal that'll leave you feeling stunned and make you whisper things like, "Where have you been my whole life?" to a cardigan. Just take a deep breath, steady your cart, and try to act normal. But it's not possible. The savings are just too good. Shop new clearance markdowns now in-store and online at Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Happy New Year from Broadleaf's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. With energy prices on the rise, don't pay more than you should to heat your home this winter. Broadleaf's can help you save long-term by upgrading to more efficient equipment with 0% financing available, utility rebates up to $1,500, and no money down. Need heater service or repairs? Mention their first-time customer special for $25 off. As a factory-authorized Bryant dealer, Broadleaf's does whatever it takes for your comfort. So call today at 609-390-3907.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay, plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Caesars Sportsbook app is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action, earn perks on every game, like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code Radio250BM and get your first bet matched as a bonus bet up to $250 whether you win or lose. Open to new users in New Jersey from 21 or older. Minimum odds is -500. Awarded is non-withdrawable bonus bet expires 14 days.
All right, coming back.
Bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now back to Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
And on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
You blitz all night.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Josh Hennig back here, broadcasting live from Slack Tide Brewing Company's 10-year anniversary celebration on 97.3 ESPN FM, 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle, streaming live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio. Just a reminder, when you come in here, if you bring one of those non-perishable goods, those canned goods that you bring in for the big prize at the end of the weekend, as a thank you for bringing in the non-perishable good today, you can get the opportunity to get a Caesar Sportsbook hat or a 97.3 ESPN koozie. Just walk on back here. I am actually in the area where the cornhole tournament is going to be later this afternoon. So you can, if you walk through, you see a sign on the door here next to the main tasting room, and then in the back they have the cornhole tournament. That's where I am today at Slack Tide Brewing Company here on Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. Without further delay, let's get to our first guest of the show. Let's get back to the Eagles conversation. Chris Franklin covers the Eagles and the NFL for NJ.com, and he joins us to get more into, we are basically 25 hours from the Eagles taking on the 49ers. Merrill Reese, Mike Quick calling all the action here at home for Eagles football in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN. Chris, welcome back in. Happy New Year. How you doing? All right. Well, I thought we had Chris there for a minute. All right. Well, it looks like his connection dropped. So, but I hear nothing. So, all right. Well, we will work on that. I think, yeah. I think, yes. So we'll get Chris reconnected here on 97.3 ESPN. You gotta love when technology doesn't work properly. There it is. Somebody who follows instructions. Here you go. That's for you, man. Appreciate you. No, you keep those. You keep the raffle ticket. You just gotta show me that you got it. So, thank you. Here's Slack Tide Brewing Company here on 97.3 ESPN. Josh Hennig hanging out with you live here at Slack Tide Brewing Company as we wait to reconnect with Chris Franklin from NJ.com. Don't forget, Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. As always, is being brought to you by Work of Art Construction. Find out what they can do for you in 2026. Listen, this is the time of year that people start thinking about whether you need a kitchen makeover, a bathroom remodel, maybe you just want a front door in your new front door, new windows at your home. Work of Art Construction can take care of you. Save 10% off your next order. 609-788-4271 to learn more about Work of Art Construction. Let them know you heard about them on 97.3 ESPN and save 10% off your next order. 609-788-4271. That's Work of Art Construction. I am pulling back the curtain here a little bit. Alex, I am letting Chris know that he can call into the hotline. So, okay. Well, okay, I'm being told we got Chris. So let's try this again. Take two. Chris, can you hear me? All right. Alex, double check and make sure the board is set properly. That's the only other thing I can think of, because we've done plenty of these shows together, and usually the phone caller always can hear me. Because I'm being told there's silence. He doesn't hear anything when he gets put into the board. So my working theory is, in all the chaos of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim show, that something on the board got changed, and as a result, it created a dynamic where now people on the phone cannot. Oh, my goodness. Well, I think one of the things when it comes to this Eagles game that I did want to talk with Chris Franklin about is the fact that when you think about the Philadelphia Eagles, you have a situation where they sat their guys on purpose. There was a clear and defined purpose for them sitting the final game of the season. And not just because they've done it multiple times, not just because it's something that they have done again and again. It's because of the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles, let's be realistic, they came into the end of the year banged up. They've been waiting for Lane Johnson to return. We won't even know if Lane Johnson is going to play basically until the inactive list comes out an hour before kickoff tomorrow. We don't even know how much did these 7 games he missed help with his recovery. Now, we're assuming he's going to. You know, you have his former teammates like Nick Foles and Chris Long on their podcast saying that they expect Lane to play. Well, if they're expecting Lane to play, I'm not saying that they got any more insight on anybody else, but I'm assuming it's just because of their history with him. They assume that he's going to push through. But those Liz Frank injuries are very, very complicated. I'm not going to act like that just because, he's been training for 7 weeks and he's been rehabbing, that it's going to automatically be good to go. Right. We're going to try to go to Chris Franklin now here on Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. It is the third time the charm, Chris. All right. Well, I am going to lean on the guys back in the studio to maybe figure out what's going on, because I know that I'm coming through, and I know audio is always a fun day. It's always a fun thing when the guests you have lined up and the technology does not work. But at least we're still on the radio here on 97.3 ESPN. Back to the whole Lane Johnson thing. I think Lane Johnson, to me, is one of the biggest storylines coming into this game, because of the fact that when you think about what the Eagles are with and without him, it's total game changer. Now, I get it. The 49ers are an extremely injured team. We'll hear from Matt Barrows from The Athletic coming up a little bit later in the show at 2:25. And listen, anyone who knows about the 49ers knows that entire team is incredibly injured right now. They are incredibly banged up and injured. So to me, I think part of the problem is that when I look at the Eagles moving forward, it's definitely a concern with Lane Johnson. But listen, there might be a bigger story going into this game that, according to Chris Long, even if Lane Johnson doesn't play, the 49ers might not have the defense to keep up. This is from the Greenlight podcast.
If San Francisco had Fred Warner and, their linebacking core were healthy, even without Nick Bosa, I'd say, oh, you got a shot in this game. And they do. But that on defense, walking in, you feel like you're outmatched, but then you got linebackers down in this football game. This could be a big Dallas Goedert game. It should be a big game in the run game. You rested those guys up front. Like, you're going to get their best performance.
And I think he's right. Losing Fred Warner is probably part of the conversation we don't talk about enough. It's the fact that the 49ers historically have been a defense that has given Jalen Hurts some problems. The one time he faced Robert Saleh, the 3 times he faced Jeff Hafley, and the one time he faced Steve Wilkes, all Robert Saleh style defenses, it has been a problem. And my working theory is that even if D. Winter can play, if there's another D. Winter is the linebacker hurt his ankle last week, who is filling in for Fred Warner, this is a 49ers team. No Nick Bosa, no Fred Warner. So I'm not saying you can get away with not having Lane Johnson, but I do think Lane Johnson, whether he plays or doesn't play, I think is I don't know if that's what's going to define the game. I think what's going to define the game is something else that Chris Long mentioned on the Greenlight podcast about how if the Eagles are the team that we think they can be, if the Eagles are the team that executes the way that we think they can, they should be able to run through a 49ers defense that has basically 14 different guys either on injured reserve or injured right now.
If the Eagles are who people say they have been all year, which is like, hey, just wait to the playoffs offensively, just wait to the playoffs. Everybody's up. You just talked about how many people are healthy on the Eagles. The Eagles have one of the healthiest rosters in the league. They're rested. They made the decision, hey, we're not putting anybody in the game. We're just going to rest our quarterback because we've done this in the past. And so if they are going to turn the switch on, which, it's reasonable to doubt that offensively because we haven't seen it consistently. But if they can turn the switch on, this is a defense you can work.
It's a defense you can work. And I think that's why the conversation me and Jason Campbell were having here at Slack Tide Brewing Company for the 10-year anniversary celebration. Josh Hennig hanging out with you on 97.3 ESPN. I think part of the conversation is Kevin Patullo going to show up in this game? Is Kevin Patullo going to be able to do his job at a level? Because at the end of the day, it's a two-way street when it comes to football. I think this is part of the conversation that is nuanced that the average fan maybe doesn't want to hear, right? It's the idea that when you are a play caller, you have to have a complementary relationship between you and the quarterback. You know, if you watched Indiana completely destroy Oregon last night, or the game before, how you saw that the Miami Ole Miss game for 3 quarters was a very limited game, and then all of a sudden the quarterback started finding a rhythm offensively in the fourth quarter. Or let's go back to the Eagles game versus Buffalo when they couldn't do anything in the second half. It's two ends, it's two sides of the same coin, I should say. It's the idea that the coach calls the play. The quarterback then tells the other players, and they have to execute. And there's been so many times this year when the Philadelphia Eagles, the quarterback drops back, the receiver's either running the wrong route. Remember the scene from Hard Knocks? Remember the scene in Hard Knocks where Jalen Hurts is saying, I thought you were going to run a hitch route. And Devontae Smith, no, we practiced all week, me running a slant. And then Hurts went to the entire rest of the bench, said, my bad, I got to do a better job. Well, you saw the same miscommunication when Tanner McKee was the quarterback for that final game. You had guys who he practices with every day on the scout team, guys like Britton Covey, okay, guys like Cooper, right? I think it's Darius Cooper is the one wide receiver. I have no idea why I'm drawing a blank right now. But the point is that the Eagles reserve tight end Grant Calcaterra, right? These guys are running routes, and the quarterback is not hitting them in stride. Football is so much of a team sport. Everyone has to do their part for everything to work. And like you saw in the Indiana game last night, when an entire offense is on the same page, they are full bore, full steam ahead. You have a team that's just going to go out there and absolutely dominate. Or if no one's on the same page, you have a game like a Buffalo game where the Eagles are frankly lucky to win. All right, text board is open, 609-403-0973 if you guys want to join the conversation. I am being told that we may be reconnecting with Chris Franklin. Chris, can you hear me back there? I mean, the only other thing I can think of is if the I don't know what to say, guys. Let's move on. So we're gonna hit the break. We're gonna reset on the other side. I know Alex is back in 97.3 ESPN studio, losing his mind. So we'll chat with him and check the text board coming up the other side. How do you guys feel at the game tomorrow? 609-403-0973. 609-403-0973. That is the text board. Josh Hennig hanging out with you at Slack Tide Brewing Company's 10-year anniversary celebration. Come on down. We got the Taste of Love food truck out there. Willie and his family do an amazing job with the food. They have the 10-year anniversary hazy IPA dropping today. So many great reasons to come out and hang out at Slack Tide. Listen, it's a rainy day outside. Where else would you rather be today than hanging out here at Slack Tide Brewing Company here on Route 9 in Dennis Township? Josh Hennig hanging out with you on 97.3 ES. Don't forget, Hanging with Hennig is being brought to my friends over at Prevail Nutrition. Let them simplify your life in 2026. Let's be realistic. We are all losing our minds, just like me, trying to run this show here on 97.3 ESPN. You know, and Prevail Nutrition, they know that you might not always have time to prep your food, make your food. Maybe you're someone like me who might forget your food at home. Let Prevail Nutrition simplify your life. You can order online or get in free delivery on orders $50 or more, or you can get pickup in Absecon. They deliver to Atlantic and Cumberland counties plus Ocean City. Go to prevailnutrition.club to see all of their menu options. They do deliveries on Mondays and Fridays. Also pick up on Mondays and Fridays. So whether you want to start the week or start your weekend with some great meals, Prevail Nutrition will take care of you. Be like me. Get Prevail Nutrition. Let them simplify your life. Go to prevailnutrition.club to order online today.
All right, more Eagles talk coming up on the other side. Josh Hennig hanging out with you on 97.3 ESPN FM, 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle City. Streaming live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio.
The wait is over. The quest for the Lombardi returns to South Philly. It's the wild card round as the number 3 seeded Eagles host the 6 seeded San Francisco 49ers at the Link. Don't miss a single snap with the legends, Merrill Reese and Mike Quick, calling all the exciting playoff action. Here comes the rush. They've got him! Coverage begins tomorrow with the pregame at 3 p.m., followed by kickoff at 4:30. The playoffs live here. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles playoff station.
Tired of cooking and planning all of your meals each and every day? You need Prevail Nutrition to simplify your life. For almost a decade, Prevail Nutrition is a local meal prep company located in South Jersey that allows customers to design their own meal plan. Or you can choose from a wide variety of chef-designed meals on their weekly changing Prevail Selects menu. You can order online for pickup or get free delivery on orders of over $50. Prevail Nutrition delivers to Atlantic and Cumberland counties along with Ocean City. Or you can pick up your meals every Monday and Friday. Learn more about how Prevail Nutrition can simplify your life. Visit their website at prevailnutrition.club. Check out Prevail Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram. Prevail Nutrition is my go-to choice for prepared meals and food. Order online, like me, at prevailnutrition.club.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
The 2026 Air Force Reserve MAC Basketball Championships are returning to Atlantic City's iconic Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall for the 7th consecutive year, March 5th through 10th, featuring the conference's top 10 men's and women's teams. The tournament is fun for the family, featuring a band jam, Spirit Squad showcase, and mascot game. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, to see who will cut down the nets and earn a spot in the big dance. Visit maxsports.com/basketball for more info and to purchase tickets.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-948-7878. That's 800-948-7878. 800-948-7878.
Automotive Avenues, your family-owned, pre-owned dealership is growing and now has a second location in Sewell. Automotive Avenues brings the power of wholesale to the public. They make financing easy. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. You are still approved. Find out why Automotive Avenues has won customer satisfaction awards for the last 8 years. Discover why everybody loves Automotive Avenues of Sewell on Delsey Drive. Or check out their expanded inventory now at automotiveavenusnj.com. And don't forget, go Birds!
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Why is NJM Insurance silent in an industry full of catchy jingles? And how do they do what's right when things go wrong? Tune in to Baffling Mysteries to find out. This fictional podcast is brought to you by NJM. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Insurance underwritten by NJM Insurance Company and its subsidiaries.
Happy New Year from Broadleaf's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. With energy prices on the rise, don't pay more than you should to heat your home this winter. Broadleaf's can help you save long-term by upgrading to more efficient equipment with 0% financing available, utility rebates up to $1,500, and no money down. Need heater service or repairs? Mention their first-time customer special for $25 off. As a factory-authorized Bryant dealer, Broadleaf's does whatever it takes for your comfort. So call today at 609-390-3907.
You're hanging with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Hey, you know what? There's another name you might know me by. Star-Lord.
And on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Who? Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Well, that was my fault. Josh Hennig back here on 97.3 ESPN. Apparently, my mic was muted, so that was not Alex or Nick's fault. But I should be good now. No. You didn't lose me, Alex. You were doing your job, and I didn't do my job. This has been a day. We are going to try to reconnect. Now, why did that start? All right, hold on. All right, hold on, boys. All right. You should be able to hear me now. Yeah. No, I've been here the whole time. I just never hit the button. Okay? That's my fault. I was doing a live read and I didn't turn my microphone back on. But guess what? We are live here at Slack Tide Brewing Company with 10-year anniversary celebration. Josh Hennig hanging out with you on 97.3 ESPN. Listen, it's only uphill from here, folks. It's only going to get better. This show can only get better because we started out completely and utterly discombobulated. But shout out to Nick Earnshaw, Alex Barrows back at 97.3 ESPN studios. They are doing yeoman's work. They're keeping us on the radio here on 97.3 ESPN. As I was mentioning, well, my mic was muted, and now that I'm unmuted, so if everybody comes in here to 97.3 ESPN, we are here at Slack Tide Brewing Company. You bring a non-perishable good, canned good. You show me a raffle ticket, you have opportunity to win a Caesars Sportsbook hat or a 97.3 ESPN koozie. And that's because Caesars Sportsbook is a proud sponsor of Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN, the only sportsbook app offering you Caesars rewards. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app now. Build a perfect same-game parlay, bet on the game live, or try our quick pick parlays that are pre-built just for you. Bet on gridiron action all postseason long and earn perks in every game, like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO250BM and get your first bet match as a bonus bet up to $250 whether you win or lose. And that's open to new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Minimum odds minus 500. Award is a non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. We are going to try to reconnect with Chris Frank on the top of the next hour here on 97.3 ESPN. Right now, we're going to get some text on the text board at 609-403-0970. Also, people can join the conversation on the YouTube stream. I actually just saw Jeff from Ocean City wandering around here earlier, but also I see Jeff from Summers Point on the live stream. Jeff from Summers Point chimes in and says this game can go either way. In spite of our advantages, the 49ers have all practice squad players starting. The Eagles will still break 3-and-out records. That is pretty crazy. The Eagles have been so bad when it comes to 3-and-outs this year. And again, to me, it comes in part down to, listen, players play, coaches coach. It's a two-way street. You know, it's one of those, everybody is responsible for the failures. Jeff from Motion City texted the text board at 609-403-0970. He says, I'm going Eagles 21, San Francisco 20. He says, I will be in section 136. Hope to high five the locker room on my way out of the building. He goes on to say the Eagles have won 5 straight home playoff games. Sunday will make it 6. I got a pick 6 for Jalen Hunt in the game, says Jeff from Motion City. I think Jalen Hunt has been probably the most underrated win of the season, right? He has been the one guy that we haven't talked enough about, because Jalen Hunt is the guy who shows up to the basketball court and everybody thinks he's just a random guy running pickup ball. And then you find out that he's the best athlete on the field or on the court. Jalen Hunt, with all these interceptions and these sacks this year, it really goes to show you that the Eagles scouting department is doing a great job. I'm not just saying that because Alex Hallaby had an interview as a finalist for the Dolphins job, or Ian Cunningham is now working for the Atlanta Falcons organization. They've done a great job for years. And Jalen Hunt has done a testament to Howie Roseman and his staff of building through the draft and finding players who are malleable, flexible, and they do multiple things. Joey D from Ventnor chimes in at 609-403-0970. He says, I see the game going 24-16. Eagles, the defense bends but doesn't break. The offense puts up 17 in the first half, then hangs on by running the ball in the second. He says, don't work too hard, Josh. The beach vacations can't come soon enough. Joey D in Ventnor. Listen, I hope the offense comes out firing. I think a lot of people believe that having that team sit the way they did is a huge part of this conversation. Chris Long brought that up on the Greenlight podcast this week about, the whole point is you need to run against the 49ers, but you can run against them and get those points because you rested the O-line in week 18.
If San Francisco comes out there and they can run the football, then buckle up, because then you're going to have to play offense for 4 quarters. And that's a scary prospect for the Eagles, because the Eagles have not played offense for 4 quarters pretty much all year.
Last in the league in 3-and-out percentage, the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's the worry. If you start doing that, I don't think San Francisco's going to be – they got a really good football team with a really good scheme. They're going to figure you out if they can. So if this game's in the 4th quarter and it's a one-possession game, it's going to be a little spooky.
It's going to be a little spooky. He's right. And that's why I do think that, to Joey D and Ventnor's point, I do think there is a strong possibility that maybe resting those guys is the key. Maybe those guys sitting there and not having to play the entire final game of the season, maybe that was what Dickerson and Juergens and even Lane getting a 7th game off. All right, we'll get to more text coming up. 609-403-0973. 609-403-0973. Josh Hennig hanging out with you at Slack Tide Brewing Company here in Dennis Township on Route 9. We're hanging out with a 10-year anniversary celebration. Come on down and try the new 10-year hazy IPA. But don't forget about the great food truck, Taste of Love, over out there. It's a little cold outside, but, just come on inside. Go get your food, then come inside and enjoy the brews here at Slack Tide Brewing Company. More Eagles talk coming up the other side. Check the text board as well at 609-403-0973. Josh Hennig hanging out with you on 97.3 ESPN FM, the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Seattle, streaming live on YouTube and X.
Hey, South Jersey, this is Billy Schweim. Tune into The Locker Room every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to noon on 97.3 ESPN. Each weekend in The Locker Room, you will get passionate sports talk from a fan's perspective, along with interviews with some of the biggest names in sports. That's every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to noon in The Locker Room with me, Billy Schweim, on 97.3 ESPN and the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with a Schweiner.
Here's one simple step you can take right now to improve your health and kick off the new year right. Drink a glass of water as soon as you wake up. Here are the top 6 benefits. Number 1, it rehydrates our body after we've had nothing to drink all night long. 2, it increases our energy by ensuring our tissues and organs get the fluids they need. Number 3, it boosts mental performance since dehydration is linked to brain fog and headaches. 4, drinking cold water can rev up our metabolism. Number 5, it aids digestion. And finally, drinking water in the morning and all day long can help curb our hunger, which can help with weight loss. A simple step we can all take to start the new year right. I'm Robin Stoloff for Health Update.
Wipes clog pipes. Even flushable wipes can block sewer lines and cause costly repairs. If it's not toilet paper, don't flush it. Wipes, paper towels, feminine products, they all go in the trash. For more info, visit acua.com/don'tflush.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-923-6829 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-923-6829. That's 800-923-6829. What do you have to lose? Call 800-923-6829. Again, 800-923-6829.
TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has been proudly serving South Jersey for over 20 years. Owner Matt Calloway was born and raised in Cape May County and has over 25 years of experience in the heating and cooling industry, as well as fireplaces, plumbing, and bathroom renovations. You can always count on a licensed and insured local contractor like TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling to be there promptly and to fix your problem right the first time. If your home needs a little TLC, get TLC Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today. Online at tlcphc.com.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They got him again!
Sixers.
Bang! It's good! Ball game!
And Flyers.
Tipped in front of the net!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Finally! This is Hanging with Hennig.
I have friends everywhere.
On 97.3 ESPN Radio, South Jersey.
In New Jersey. Am I right? Yeah.
Live feed on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
Well, you're not wrong.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
The internet is a communications tool used the world over where people can come together.
Now, here's your host.
He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Josh Hennig.
Oh, I'm still here. Slack Tide Brewing Company down in Dennis Township on Route 9 for the 10-year anniversary celebration. Josh Hennig hanging out with you on 97.3 ESPN. Hour number 2, we'll continue the Eagles conversation, as well as the NFL playoff conversation this hour. Don't forget, we are here in part thanks to our special presenting sponsor, Boxing Insider Promotions. Return to Tropicana Atlantic City, their 7th boxing event on March 7th. Boxing Insider Promotions is always a great combination of South Jersey fighters and rising stars in the boxing world. These are the most action-packed fight events you will ever find in Atlantic City, and you only will get the next one on Saturday, March 7th, presented by Boxing Insider Promotions. We thank them for being a part of Hanging with Hennig live here at Slack Tide Brewing Company on 97.3 ESPN. All right. We are going to treat the first hour of the show like it was something that happened. We survived. Shout out to Alex and Nick back in the studio for helping me make sure this show stays on the radio here on 97.3 ESPN. We are going to try one more time to connect with Chris Frank from NJ.com, covers the Eagles in the NFL for NJ Advanced Media, and I am being told we have him right here on 97.3 ESPN. Chris, how you doing today? All right. Well, I'm just going to assume then, guys, that you tried to fix the phone. It's not your fault, and that's an engineering problem. That is above all of our pay grades. So, hey, listen, we tried to reset it. We tried to hit the buttons. It's all good. It happens. All right. Let's get back to the text board in just a moment at 609-403-0973. I wanted to continue the Eagles conversation. Don't forget also we got Andy McNamara. He will join us on the StreamYard coming up at 1:25 p.m. And, of course, Matt Barrows
from The Athletic. You'll be joining us on the stream as well at 2:25 p.m. Josh Hennig hanging out with you here at Slack Tide Brewing Company on 97.3 ESPN. Don't forget, you can join the conversation on the YouTube stream as well as the text board, 609-403-0973. And, I think one of the other conversation points, and we touched on a little bit in the first hour, and I did want to hit on it here in the second, which is the idea that I think the only thing that will stop the Eagles from winning another Super Bowl championship, right? If you had to isolate one thing, because I like what Jeff from Summers Point says on the stream here. If you're watching on YouTube and X at Josh Hennig, he says you still got to respect the 49ers. And he's 100% right. He's 100% right because Kyle Shanahan is one of the best coaches in the NFL. Historically, Jalen Hurts has had some issues facing Robert Saleh style defenses. So to me, well, that was weird. I heard myself coming back to myself. To me, I think part of the issue is that when you look at the Eagles, what's the one thing that can hold them back? What is the one area the 49ers can maybe try to survive with? It's the Eagles' offense, right? It's the reality that historically Jalen Hurts, when he faced Robert Saleh in 2023, he had 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. When he faced Jeff Hafley in those games, he's had 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. And then the other time versus the 49ers, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. So it was not, I repeat, just because you face Saleh one time doesn't mean that it's all that issue. And so to me, this matchup between the Eagles and 49ers comes as much down to the coaching as it does to the players. And that's why I think this comment by Richard Sherman on the Nick Foles podcast, I think is probably the most damning bit of information. And frankly, I'm surprised this specific comment did not go viral this week. Like usually in today's world, somebody says something inflammatory, says something wild, it like goes off, right? And Alex, back in the studio, you're going to join the conversation here in a moment because I'm going to play this audio. And Alex, you've been working with me now for many months. You know exactly my opinion on Kevin Patullo. And I've been very critical of him. You've been critical of him. Nick Earnshaw has been very critical of him. Mike Gill has just recently come around joining us to be critical of him. But when Richard Sherman said this week, to me, this is the moment I realized I don't know if the Philadelphia Eagles can win a Super Bowl championship when Richard Sherman explained it like this on Nick Foles' The Season podcast.
Fitz is good friends with Kevin Patullo, so he reached out and he's like, people are just so hard on me and it's not my fault. And they don't understand the inner workings. And it's like, Kevin, we get it. But when you're the offensive coordinator, with great power comes great responsibility and great burden and accountability. And so when you have A.J. Brown and you have Devontae Smith and you have Saquon Barkley and Hurts and people see what he did last year in the Super Bowl. They see what he did in the playoffs. And people feel their ways about Hurts, but you're never going to not put him in the top 10 when you're ranking these quarterbacks. And he's efficient. He throws a great deep ball. He processes pretty well. He gets the ball where it needs to be. Something has changed.
Something has changed. It's the man calling the plays. And you heard the beginning there where Patullo is saying, I don't know why people are so mean to me. They're so hard on me. Now, for all I know, Sherman might have been embellishing a little bit, okay? But the fact that Patullo, Alex, still thinks that he is, I'm doing my best. Well, you're obviously not
doing your best. Alex Berard is back in the 97.3 ESPN studios. I mean, Alex, I don't know if you heard that audio before, but when you hear Kevin Patullo crying like that, and Richard Sherman says, look, I get it, but, you got a huge responsibility, and you had a quarterback who functions a certain way, and now he's not. It sounds to me that, what's the old saying? If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck, right, Alex?
I got to say, at least Nick and I are working our hardest right now because we've been trying so much back here. But I think the last game that the Eagles played against the Washington Commanders, Jalen Hurts, I think, became the biggest winner out of that because it proved it's the play calling. Kevin Patullo, everyone was going to say, oh, put Tanner McKee out there. It's going to look so much better with McKee. Well, it didn't. It looked the exact same as whether it was Jalen Hurts or Tanner McKee. So when I was looking at some of the clips from last year's playoff run, the offense moved so smooth, putting up 40 pieces, 30 pieces, like scoring at a high clip. What's the one thing that changed drastically? The play calling. Kevin Patullo is the big difference maker from last year's offense to this year's offense. And as we've seen from last week, it doesn't matter who's under center, it's going to look the exact same. And Jalen Hurts has been getting criticized all season long by many people in the media saying it's his fault. He was overrated, not a top 10 quarterback. The lists were right and all that. And I think this weekend or this past weekend proved everybody wrong, that it was not Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is still an elite quarterback. He just has to be put in a system that he thrives in. And for some reason, Kevin Patullo will not do that.
And I think in part of it is I used the term ego last week and I got criticized for that. So maybe it's an ego, maybe it's stubbornness, right? It's the idea that you think you're always right. Like, I'm sitting back here at Slack Tide Brewing Company for the 10-year anniversary celebration. You and Nick Earnshaw are back there in the studio. I'm trying to troubleshoot, even though I'm not in the studio, what's wrong. But the reality is, Alex, maybe I just need to let it go and be like, listen, I got to trust Alex and Nick that if they can't figure it out, it is what it is, right? Sometimes in life, you got to admit where you're right and where you're wrong. And again, I'm just saying for me, I look at Kevin Patullo as an individual who is in denial. Because if he's complaining to Ryan Fitzpatrick, people don't understand how hard it is. Well, dude,
you're getting paid
life
to
is
do
hard.
it. Yeah.
Life is hard. Like, come on.
And also, I think that even stems from a bigger picture when you're saying about taking blame and stuff like that. Because Nick Sirianni, this is your boy. I think that's one of the big reasons that he wouldn't strip the duties from Kevin Patullo like they got from Sirianni years back. He will not throw his boys under the bus. And that's a commendable trait of him. But at some point, when it's costing your team points or it's costing your team wins, like how we've seen, it could have happened in Buffalo, it happened in Dallas, someone's got to be held responsible. And, he won't put it on his guy because Kevin Patullo is his guy. But now it's starting to look on Sirianni because you're allowing this to happen under your leadership.
And by the way, that's what Jason Campbell from Slack Tide was saying in the last hour. He was saying that part of it has to go to Sirianni. You just said it, Alex. That's his boy. Sirianni's the head coach. And Jay said it last hour. There's a part of it it's on fault of Sirianni. It's not just on fault of, for example, Kevin Patullo, right? Like, Kevin Patullo should never been given this job. We all know that. Anyone with half a brain. And listen, I got criticized for crying about this in March, April, May, June, July, and August. Okay. I feel like I'm the only people who's been consistently against this. And half the world realized I was right. No one wants to give me credit. Okay. And I'm saying that because it's my show, Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN, live in the Dr. Squatch virtual studios on YouTube and X at Josh Hennig, live at Slack Tide Brewing Company's 10-year anniversary celebration. I'm allowed to pat my own back. Okay. But on a more serious note, the Patullo thing is just maddening, Alex. It absolutely is maddening. And that's where the other part of what Richard Sherman said on Nick Foles. By the way, the Nick Foles, Richard Sherman conversation is the conversation I never knew I needed, but I'm glad happened kind of thing. So this is more from Richard Sherman on Nick Foles.
Run game where you're running counter into unblocked guys. You got 3 blockers and there's 4 defenders. And I know offenses are designed certain ways, but when you're designing plays that have no chance of success, then people are going to look to you. They're not going to look to the players like, what's wrong with Saquon? He didn't make that unblocked guy miss. It's like, well, I mean, what happened to the scheme? You have a full season of scheme from Kellen Moore and success and what Saquon does well, what this offensive line does well, what Jalen does well. And if you didn't have that blueprint, people would have a lot more empathy for you.
That's the big key, Alex. There's a blueprint. We saw it with Kellen Moore last year. We saw it with Shane Steichen in 2022. Heck, we even saw it with Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma back in 2019. There have been multiple times where Jalen Hurts has played at a high level. And guess what, Alex? If you just go off of those 3 years, but instead, Kevin Matullo wants to tell us about how hard it is, Alex. Oh, it's so hard.
Now, I want to say I guess give like some relief to Kevin Patullo. I'm going to give a weird analogy here, but you got to just stick with me for a second.
All right, I'll hang.
So we've seen Alec Boehm for 4 or 5 years now with this Phillies team.
Right.
We know what Alec Boehm is. People can't get mad at Alec Boehm when he's not a 40 home run third baseman. Right? That's just not who he is. Can we really get mad at Kevin Patullo when he's just not that good of a coordinator? Like, he's already hit his ceiling. Like, we set ourselves such high expectations because of what we've seen from this offense and previous coordinators that have.
So here's the thing. I like your analogy, but can I expand it?
Yeah. It's your show.
Well, that too. But I mean, it's your analogy, so I want to build on it. I think you're right, but you're also wrong right. And here's why. Because Alec Boehm used to be a horrible defensive third baseman. And now I think we can argue he's an above average to good defensive third baseman, right?
Yes.
He worked on it. He improved it. Remember years ago, he said, I hate this bleeping place. They had to come out and apologize for it. And he became a better third baseman. Okay. He became a more reliable RBI guy. He improved. He grew. I'm not saying that Kevin Patullo is always going to stink. But like Alec Boehm, why can't he grow? Why can't he improve? If Alec Boehm can become an all-star, Alex, can Kevin Patullo grow into a better coordinator?
He would have to, or else he's not going to be in Philly anymore. And he's going to have to do it quickly because this is the playoff. Like, this is what you get paid to do for right now, this time. And I do think if this team comes out flat in that first quarter, the link's going to be Boo Bird Central if this offense looks the way it does. I'm sorry. I'm praying. I'm very hopeful that somehow miraculously they're going to pull a rabbit out of their hat and everything's going to look fine. I just realistically don't know if that's going to happen, but who knows? He's got to do better, because if not, there's a coach that just got fired who could very easily come into this offensive coordinator role and make things look a lot better.
Listen, Mike Gill said it this week on the Sports Bash on 97.3 ESPN. He said Mike McDaniel could probably walk in here from Miami right now, build a game plan, and be better than anything Kevin Patullo does on Sunday. And he's not wrong. Now, part of that's because Mike McDaniel is a psycho, and he's such a football nerd. Like, for those, I was telling a friend of mine this week. The book, The Why Is Everything. If you're a football fan, you have to read it. The deep dive into the Shanahan coaching tree. That whole coaching staff in 2012, where it was Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel, Raheem Morris, Matt LaFleur, Sean McVay, and I forget the other person. They were all on the same coaching staff together, Alex. You had 7 future head coaches all on a coaching staff together. And the book does a deep dive into each one of their personalities or quirks and oddities. Mike McDaniel is a savant when it comes to football. And he is an individual that I'm telling you, you're right. If Kevin Patullo, I wish this texture left their name at 609-403-0973. They said either the Eagles beat the 49ers or Kevin Patullo beats the Eagles. Only 2 outcomes tomorrow. He's 100% right. I wish I could give the person credit, but they didn't leave their name.
Nick Earnshaw and I have been both saying it for weeks now. We both fear nobody in this playoff pool. The only team we both fear is the Eagles themselves, and if they're going to shoot themselves in their own foot and cost them everything. Everybody else in this field is beatable. The only team that could really screw this up for them is themselves.
It truly is. Kyle from Collingswood chimes in at 609-403-0970. Says, Christian McCaffrey gets 2 touchdowns. I think San Francisco actually does win the game. I have no faith in the Eagles offense in the playoffs. Well, that's the funny thing about
Hold on. Where's he from?
Collingswood.
Yeah, Schweiner area. That's why. That's why he's picking the Niners to win.
Oh, so you're blaming Billy for this?
Not directly, but in a way.
Not directly, but in a way.
He was negative all morning today. I was listening in on my drive over to the studio. It was all negativity over here.
Well, the text does remind me of what Chris Long said on the Green Light podcast about, the Eagles. It's actually the opposite. We were told that this is a team built for the postseason, right? And that's what Chris Long said on the Green Light pod this week.
If the Eagles are who people say they have been all year, which is like, hey, just wait to the playoffs offensively, just wait to the playoffs. Everybody's up. You just talked about how many people are healthy on the Eagles. The Eagles have one of the healthiest rosters in the league. They're rested. They made the decision, hey, we're not putting anybody in the game. We're just going to rest our quarterback because we've done this in the past. And so if they are going to turn the switch on, which, it's reasonable to doubt that offensively because we haven't seen it consistently. But if they can turn the switch on, this is a defense you can work.
Listen, and that's the key. It's the idea that you have an Eagles team that we've been told, wait for the postseason. The postseason, they'll turn it on, Alex. Well, postseason's here. Now, Calvin from Collingswood is going the opposite. He's saying, I don't believe in them. They can't turn it on. Does Alex Berardis back in the 97.3 ESPN studios think the offense can turn it on in the postseason?
I do, but not like drastically. Like Chris Long said, this defense can win you a championship. The offense just has to play, 25% better than what they've currently been putting out?
Right.
And, look, Dallas, you put up just a field goal or a touchdown in that second half. You win that game. There's
Correct.
You have to play 2 halves of football offensively, just like how the defense does. The defense has been doing their part of this deal all season long at a great clip. The offense just has to play just a smidge better. Nothing crazy. I'm not asking for 40 points a game. Defense is going to hold these guys to 20 points or less a game. You just got to beat that.
Now, you're 100% right. Alex Berard is back in the 97.3 ESPN studios. Josh Hennig hanging out with you down at Slack Tide Brewing Company here on Route 9 in Dennis Township for the 10-year anniversary celebration. Don't forget, if you bring in some non-perishable goods, a can, for the raffle they're going to do, the big giveaway at the end of the weekend, I'm going to give you a small prize as a thank you for bringing in a non-perishable good, either a 97.3 ESPN koozie, while supplies last, or a Caesars Sportsbook hat, courtesy of our sponsor, Caesars Sportsbook, the only sportsbook app offering you Caesars rewards. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app now. Build the perfect same-game parlay, bet on the games live, or try their quick play parlays that are built just for you. Bet on gridiron action, earn perks on every game, like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code Radio250BM. Get your first bet match as a bonus bet up to $250, whether you win or lose. Open to new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Minimum odds minus 500 awarded as now withdrawable bonus bet expires 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Andy McNamara, he is not on the phone. He is going to be on the stream, and he joins us next right here on Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM, the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle City. And we are streaming as always live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio.
The wait is over. The quest for the Lombardi returns to South Philly. It's the wild card round as the number 3 seeded Eagles host the 6 seeded San Francisco 49ers at the Link. Don't miss a single snap with the legends, Merrill Reese and Mike Quick, calling all the exciting playoff action. Here comes the worst. They've got him! Coverage begins tomorrow with the pregame at 3 p.m., followed by kickoff at 4:30. The playoffs live here. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles playoff station.
Listen up. The soap you shower with? It's you probably haven't even questioned what bar soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. I'm talking about natural, nourishing, cold-pressed, hand-cut soap for men. Men who use their hands. Men who build things. Men who catch foul balls without spilling their beer. You won't just smell good either. Your skin will be healthier and more nourished. We make our soaps with natural ingredients from the earth. Ingredients like oils, plants, goat's milk, Greek yogurt, oatmeal, shea butter, and citrus. Turn your shower game up to 11. Get ready to step out of the shower feeling alive.
Hey, this is Josh Hennig. Go to my social media and click my exclusive Dr. Squatch link for your chance to save $10 off your next order of great natural soap, deodorant, and much more. Only with Dr. Squatch.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
The 2026 Air Force Reserve MAC Basketball Championships are returning to Atlantic City's iconic Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall for the 7th consecutive year. March 5th through 10th, featuring the conference's top 10 men's and women's teams. The tournament is fun for the family, featuring a band jam, Spirit Squad showcase, and mascot game. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, to see who will cut down the nets and earn a spot in the big dance. Visit maxsports.com/basketball for more info and to purchase tickets.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay, plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
We're famous for our buffalo wings. The Piccalilli. When it comes to cooking wings, we're the king. The Piccalilli.
The champs are back, and it's game time at family-owned Piccalilli Inn. Skip the lame chains and treat your friends to their world-famous wings for eat-in or carry-out. And 6 packs to go. For game day, get your chicken wing fix on Route 206 in Chemog, New Jersey. Visit Piccalilli.com.
If you can't stop in, stop back. The Piccalilli Inn.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Caesars Sportsbook app is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action, earn perks on every game, like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code Radio250BM and get your first bet matched as a bonus bet up to $250 whether you win or lose. Open new users in New Jersey from 21 or older. Minimum odds -500. Awarded is non-withdrawable bonus bet expires 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're hanging with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
I want my picks back. I want David Putnam.
And on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
All my picks back, and I want David Putnam just because I feel like it.
You're out of your mind.
Yeah, I am. Haven't I proved that already?
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Josh Hennig back here at Slack Tide Brewing Company here on Route 9 in Dennis Township for the 10-year anniversary celebration. Don't forget about the 10-year anniversary hazy IPA, as well as the Taste of Love food truck outside. It's a great day to hang out. Listen, it's a rainy day here in South Jersey. Why don't you come on down? You got the pickleball tournament going up to, well, it's on the other side of the wall where I am currently standing. And don't forget, we are in part here thanks to the man himself, Larry Goldberg. Boxing Insider Promotions returns to Atlantic City with the first action-packed fight card of 2026, Saturday, March 7th. Don't miss out on all the great South Jersey and rising stars of the boxing world. All the fighters on showcase. It is going to be an amazing night. Boxing Insider Promotions does it right. Nobody brings the action like Larry Goldberg and Boxing Insider Promotions. Their first event of 2026 is Saturday, March 7th. Of course, I will be there as always. It's always a great time there at the Tropicana Showroom in Atlantic City. And thank God Andy McNamara is not on the phone, because apparently phone calls are not always working today on 97.3 ESPN. Andy, my friend, I appreciate you joining me. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Josh. Live and in color, baby. We're ready for some football, man. This is going to be a fun weekend of wild card action.
By the way, you'll appreciate this. So literally one of our listeners, Andy from EHT, walked past the minute I said hello to you, Andy McNamara, on the show. So he looked over and said, "Wait, you talking to me? Oh, no, you're not. Never mind."
couple of Andys in the house. Let's go. Let's go, man.
So Andy, let's start with the game we've been talking about. Obviously, Eagles, 49ers, Merrill Reese, Mike Quick calling all the action here in your home for Eagles football in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN. We've been talking about, and I'm going to, the person didn't leave their name, okay? So I hate, not being able to give the guy credit. Okay. But one of our texters texted in, Andy, and he said, either the Eagles beat the 49ers or Kevin Patullo beats the Eagles. The only two outcomes tomorrow. Andy, is that a fair assessment of the Eagles 49ers game tomorrow?
Boy, I just feel, Josh, overall, that this, if we're looking at, I'm seeing right now, Eagles are 6-point favorites.
I'll get to that in a sec, but finish your point.
Yeah. And the reason I bring that up is it just seems like however this turns out, my gut's telling me field goal, man. Like I'm feeling 3 or less. And I don't think it's going to be anything outright. I do think the Eagles take it. It's like the 49ers, Josh. Imagine a world where the 49ers have a training staff that apparently can keep their players healthy. It's apparently an impossibility for like a decade. Impossible. But imagine if that team was at full health, you'd have a tough argument betting against them to go and win the Super Bowl. But they are not. And there's always something. And there's always that. So I think the 49ers have done a lot to get 12 wins this year. But, man, I feel this is the time the Eagles flip the switch. And, Josh, we talk about it all the time. We've talked about it since Jalen Hurts got drafted to Philadelphia. Never gets the most respect. Never gets the respect he deserves. Wins a Super Bowl. Has been to 2. And people, get rid of this and that, writing this team off. Eagles punch back, punch all the critics in the mouth, and say, we're the real deal. The champs are here.
Well, it's funny you said that. Because first of all, yes, you, me, and Emery Hunt are like the only 3 that were on the Jalen Hurts bandwagon from day one. Which is, if I ever get a day where you, me, and Emery are doing a show together, that would be like the apex for me at this point. Because that would be
Jalen Hurts on the show. It's all love for Jalen.
Well, speaking of Jalen, I thought this comment, I want to play it for you. So Richard Sherman was on the Nick Foles podcast, right? And he made this comment about Jalen Hurts. Andy, when you hear this, I guarantee you're going to have some flashbacks.
Oh boy.
Okay?
Okay.
Ready? This is Richard Sherman.
He's shown he can do the things that this isn't a young quarterback. This isn't a quarterback without a resume or enough tape to say, hey, let's go with these things. He does these 6 things well. Let's go with those. He doesn't need to live in RPO. You don't need to sit there and have A.J. Brown run slants all day and then play action and see who he's going to throw it to A.J. Brown or give it to Saquon. Like it's lazy football. Draw progressions, give him high-low reads and let him play quarterback.
Flashbacks, Andy?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I usually don't agree with Richard Sherman, mainly because, quick side point, Richard Sherman is a liar. He accused Baker Mayfield of not shaking his hand after playing head-to-head when he was at the Browns. And then there's proof that he was. And I never forgive Richard Sherman for that. But, never. But I agree with him. Like, how long have we been talking about that? Give the guy more. Give the guy a bit more. He's won Super. Let's keep progressing so you can keep this offense moving forward and are not stuck in, like Sherman said, sort of that 2-time zone, right? You look, hand out or toss it to Goddard, toss it to Brown, whatever the case might be. I think this is still at this point in his career, an underrated passer of the football. And boy, I would love to see I'm not saying dump everything, a little bit more on his plate each year. I think that might have been a missed opportunity, but it's not too late.
No, it's not too late. And I think as Andy McNamara joins us, of course, he is Sporting News NFL writer, host of the Sick Podcast tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. on Sick Podcast on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. It's about putting something more on the guy's plate. I think that's where the difference is between the Eagles and the 49ers, where Kyle Shanahan, one of the reasons why he gets so much credit is because he always puts his guy in a position to be successful, right? Brock Purdy, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mac Jones, Nick Mullins. Remember that whole thing?
Sure.
If you go back 15 years ago, remember John Beck, right?
Oh my.
He puts guys in a position to be successful. And I think that's where, to what some people are saying, Andy, is the 49ers are dangerous because they're coming in with, you could argue, the superior offensive coaching staff. So even though Vic Fangio is having a great year, the Eagles defense is elite, and there's a reason why Kyle Shanahan has never scored more than 15 points against Vic Fangio. But if the Eagles don't score more than 15 points, right? That's where the rub is, because we know who the 49ers are. Their defense is extremely injured, and their offense still has talent. But will the Eagles' offense show up tomorrow? That's where the rub is.
Absolutely. And I always equate what Kyle Shanahan and his system is for old school wrestling fans in this listening audience are going to appreciate the original ECW with Paul Heyman. Okay.
Yes.
The promoter Paul Heyman. What Paul Heyman would do, he never had the biggest guys, strongest guys, fastest guys, but he would always put his wrestlers in main eventers like Taz, Rhino, Sandman in positions to succeed. You take what they do best and you accentuate that and you hide the weaknesses. And they turned out great. That's what Kyle Shanahan does with his pieces. That's why you could insert any running back and you can insert seemingly any quarterback into that offense, and it works because he brings out the strength to it. So you're right. This is a case where we know what they're going to do. We know Christian McCaffrey, he runs that thing. But also you got George Kittle. And now with Kittle finally healthy, that's a kind of a 1-2 punch that's a little bit extra. So you're right. Like, this is an Eagles team where you gotta be out front with this offense. You have to start being a little more aggressive in the sense that you don't want to be careless, right? But you can't lay back, because we know and they know what this 49ers team can do. And even with a defense that is banged up, they can be good enough. And that's where the problem might lie for Philly.
Before we get to the rest of the NFL, Andy, I did want to hit on the one point you made about how, depending on what sports book you look at, it's either a 5.5, 6, or 6.5 point spread for this game. I think it's a very interesting point, because that's actually not the number. So let me give you a little background on this. And I tried to talk about this yesterday a little bit, but I don't think people wanted to listen because I was trying to make a point. Nuance falls on deaf ears sometimes.
Right.
So the line actually opened as a 3. Okay. The customary home team gets the 3 points, right?
Sure.
The bag money showed up Tuesday and Wednesday, all on the Eagles. Wednesday, Thursday, the public started hitting the Eagles. The odds makers had to swing it the other direction to try to make some money back. So the reason why it's jumped from 3 to 6.5 in certain books is because there was so much sharp and public money. Like, you know how it is, Andy. The professional bettors and the casual bettors don't always agree.
Right.
In this case, they are. So the odds makers, the sports books, had to move the number in order to make some money back, to the point where the odds makers are trying to incentivize people to bet 49ers to cover the spread in order to make some of their money back.
Right. Interesting point. And I would take that, to be honest. Like, I think this is going to be a close game. Like you said, Shanahan and against Fangio, the 15 points. Like, I think it would be much more fun if we had a 35-32 shootout. But this, I think you're on the same page with me. This would not surprise us at all if it was a 17-14 type of game, right? And so I think it does come in that field goal range, and that the 49ers hang around and the Eagles are going to have to sweat, but ultimately they pull it out. This just feels to me, I have the Eagles, my preseason pick, and I've stuck with it. Eagles get back to the Super Bowl. I know we got the flash of the Rams, the Seahawks. I know all that. But this team, and we've seen it, once you've been there, you've done it. They know exactly what they have to do to get back, and they know exactly what they have to do to succeed. And I think they're going to be able to do that and prove the naysayers wrong one more time. And we'll be able to hang our hat again. I think Jalen Hurts is a good game, and we'll be able to pat ourselves in the back again.
All right, let's get to some of the games on the rest of the schedule here. Yeah. Let's start with today. Coming up on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 4 o'clock. Rams and Panthers, Packers, Bears. Start with the Rams and the Panthers. First time they played, Panthers got 2 interceptions, 2 costly interceptions.
Yep.
They beat the Rams. Is this deja vu, or do you think the Rams can get revenge?
Rams win this game, Josh. I don't think I'm more confident about any game than that. I think they win this game. However, betting opportunity, I don't think they win it by 10. I'm seeing 10.5. I don't think they win it by 10 on the road. That seems a little extreme. And I give credit to the Panthers. They spunky team. Shocking. They won the division, collapsed by the Bucs, had a backdoor their way in through a tie break that they weren't even involved in. So let's not get all like, okay. Nice year. You still finish under 500. Rams win, Panthers covered. The 10 points in the playoff, that's a bit too much for me. But Matthew Stafford and this Rams team, I think they're poised for a nice long playoff run.
Packers, Bears today on 97.3 ESPN. Packers, can they win without Micah Parsons? Can the Bears break their 2-game losing streak? Andy, this feels like the opposite of the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. This feels like more of like the one object doesn't know what to do and the other object can't stop itself.
Right. And the Packers have lost 4 in a row.
Correct.
Right. So like, who was taking this thing? And I keep going back and forth, and the odds makers look to be the same because Packers 1.5 point road favorites. The Packers have been a weird team all year. I was there week 3 in Cleveland when the Browns beat them, and they lost a stinker as well to a bad team later in the year. They just seem a little odd. I just wonder, Josh, like, is this too soon for Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams? No matter how they're playing with house money now. They're playing with house money. The Packers, on the other hand, have been floundering and going back and forth. I'm leaning Bears. I like that. If I can get some plus money potentially on a home dog in a playoff with with 2 teams that are this close, I think I got to go Chicago.
By the way, Flounder Pounder is a great brew here at Slack Tide Brewing Company.
Ooh.
Here over there for their 10-year anniversary celebration. You might see the sign over my
there we go.
There. Yeah, there you go.
Man, I got to do a live show with you down there one day, brother.
There's so
many great spots you're at.
Oh, it's right here. I don't know if you can see it on the stream. It's actually one of the signs up here.
Ooh, what's it called? Flounder Pounder?
Flounder Pounder. It's an American lager, 4%. So it's
okay.
It's very casual. Very casual.
Very casual sipper. You can not going to knock you out. That's good. Yeah.
Tomorrow before the Eagles play, Bills, Jags. This game is fascinating to me for 2 reasons. One, does Andy McNamara know this useless trivia question that only applies for this game? You ready?
Okay, what?
There is one player who has sacked Josh Allen more than any active player in the NFL. Do you know who that is?
Is it the other Josh Allen?
Yes, it is Josh Allen Hines.
Hines?
How weird of a stat is that, right?
Josh Allen got Josh Allen now. What? It's like a who's on first thing, right?
Yeah.
It's Josh Allen. I like that. When he was drafted, it was just Josh Allen. Then he added the Hines later. Yeah, that's funny.
So you got that going for you in this game. But the other thing is, dude, the Jags have been absolutely on fire to finish the year, right?
Boy.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence went from being like,
I don't know,
we went him to being like, oh, that's the first overall pick. It's like, like
It's like a light went off in his head, and the Jags deserve a ton of credit for getting a home game, winning their division when no one expected them to, and now they're hosting a Bills team that, Andy, Josh Allen doesn't win now. With no Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson, no Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Is he ever going to win?
Window's closed. Closes. If you're, and they know that. If you're the Buffalo Bills, your window is wide open. You lose, shut instantly. You think with how high a pick the Chiefs are going to get, they're going to be down for long? No. The Ravens are going to squirrel their way back. And Cincinnati, you get some sort of confidence on the defense and a healthy Joe Burrow, you're right back in. This is your only chance, Buffalo. This is your only chance. 1.5 point dogs are the Bills. And 13 wins for the Jags. Sensational. Liam Cohen. I don't know if you're like me, Josh, but after that Duval weird opening, I thought this guy's one and done. What a weirdo. I don't know what he does, but he unlocked and unraveled the stink that's been put on Trevor Lawrence throughout his career, and it's working. I think the Bills win it. I understand how good the Jags have been. I just cannot say. And it really relies on, what do the Bills have? They got Josh Allen and they got James Cook. That's it on offense. That's it. So Josh Allen, that foot, you better watch that, but he'll do everything possible. I think the Bills win that game. I think it's another road dog win.
Sunday night after the Eagles play the 49ers here on 97.3 ESPN. Chargers at Patriots. Historically, Chargers a horrible road team in the postseason, but now it's Jim Harbaugh. Now it's more grinded football. Chargers have a very underrated defense. Can the Chargers go on the road to New England in Drake May's first ever playoff start, Andy McNamara?
Mike Vrabel versus Jim Harbaugh. Oh, what a coaching matchup. That is worthy of a main event, right? Like that is, if the it's a shame because the Chargers offensive line is so dilapidated. And let's put it this way. It's not like New England's pass rush is anything special at all. One of the tamest in the NFL. It's again a case sort of like we're talking about with Caleb Williams and the Bears, right? Great season, but first time out, can you do that? I just feel that the injuries are going to be too much for the Chargers to overcome. I would take the Pats straight up, and that 3.5 is probably seems just about right. I don't know if I touched them to go over that, but I think the Patriots do it. It'd be fun for the Chargers to be able to get Justin Herbert a little bit of, bump him up a little bit. He's been snake bit a lot of his career, but yeah, I'll go New England.
By the way, George from Galloway chimed in. He says, I love the who's on first reference from Andy McNamara. It made me realize the Eagles offense coordinator must be, I don't give a darn.
That's right. We love our topical, current trending Abbott and Costello references. Yes,
exactly. We're going to bring it back. 100 years later, we're going to bring it back.
Yes, 100-year-old humor. We're bringing it back, baby. Yeah, I'm excited for that Sunday nighter, though, Josh, that Chargers-Patriots game. Like, what does Vrabel, what does Harbaugh, what do they have up their sleeve, right? How do they adjust? Like, this is going to be a chess match. I'm fascinated to see how it plays out.
Finally, Monday Night Football. Of course, here that game is also here on 97.3 ESPN. Texans, elite defense. Steelers, no identity. What? But I'm telling you, Andy, here's my thing with this whole game.
They do it.
If this is like a 10-10 game, right, heading into the fourth quarter, when that renegade hits in Pittsburgh and that stadium shakes, how many of those first-time playoff guys on the Texans are going to be like, oh, bleep? How many of those guys are going to be like, they're going to lose their nerve? Because if that's a close game, right, and that's a tight game, and they play that renegade, and that stadium literally shakes with those fans, are the Texans going to be able to handle that moment in prime time Monday night?
Those rotten squealer fans, Josh, you're right. They make it shake there. And I'll tell you this, if it's tied going into the fourth quarter, you can get in and do your live bets. You take the Steelers. Yep. Mike Tomlin has made a career of backing into victory somehow, backing into success when it looks like they shouldn't, and just whatever. And you got the old man, Aaron Rodgers, who looks very old, who looks,
yes, he does.
But just like the old puncher. Remember when George Foreman won the world title at 44, 45 years old?
Yep.
On Michael Moore? Boom, boom. Just need the one punch. Needs the one punch. get them into field goal range, whatever. If it's tied, Steelers take it. If you're the Texans, who, by the way, their offense, pretty bland. I see this definitely being a low-scoring game. 38.5 is the over-under for total points. I'd be leaning the under. I think this one stays in the teens, and that spooks me. My pick is the Texans win it. I think they do. I think they do get to Rodgers, and they remember, really, watch for a big game for DK Metcalf, but outside of DK, you got nothing at receiver, right? It's going to be a very interesting matchup. My pick is the Texans, but I'm totally with you. You enter that game tied 10-10, 13-13, whatever it is in the fourth quarter, you put some money on Pittsburgh, because those are the games Mike Tomlin seems to always win.
By the way, Jeff from Ocean City wants me to let you know, Andy, the Eagles are 0-2 in road NFC championship games. So keep that in mind as
well.
Go
Jalen Hurts. I don't care. I don't care if they're 0-100.
Andy McNamara, check out all of his work at the Sporting News. He's writing about the NFL over there. Follow him on AndyMC81 on the X platform, AndyMC Sports. And, of course, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., the Sick Podcast. Plug it, Andy.
That's right. And actually, right now, up on the Sporting News, the link is on my X at AndyMC81, on Instagram at AndyMC Sports, is the top 3 bets for Wild Card Weekend. I got a nice 3-pack parlay. Pays out real nice. Check that out. And you, Mr. Josh Hennig, will be joining me tomorrow on the Sick Podcast on YouTube. Check that out. We're going to be going over the Sunday games, talk about what happened on Saturday, put a nice little parlay party, NFL best bets together. And before that, of course, I'll be talking about the news of the Browns coaching search and what could happen there, because there are a lot of weird things that are brewing in Cleveland.
Andy, always appreciate you jumping on. Enjoy all the football. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later.
Josh Hennig hanging out here at Slack Tide Brewing Company for the 10-year anniversary celebration here on 97.3 ESPN. Of course, hanging with Hennig as always, being brought to you by Work of Art Construction. Are you ready to make your home look brand new in 2026? Let Art Masker and his 40 years of construction experience just do that for you. They can make your home look like a work of art. Call them at 609-788-4271 and learn more how you can save 10% off on your next home makeover project when you mention Josh Hennig and 97.3 ESPN. Yes, save 10% off on your next kitchen remodel, home makeover, new back deck, new front door. Art Masker and Work of Art Construction do it all. 609-788-4271 and save 10% off your next home project when you let him know you heard about him on 97.3 ESPN. Let Art Masker and his team make your home look like truly of work of art with Work of Art Construction. Coming up, we'll wrap up the we'll wrap up the second hour of the show. Get you ready for the 2 o'clock hour here on Hanging with Hennig. Josh Hennig at Slack Tide Brewing Company down here on Route 9 in Dennis Township on 97.3 ESPN FM, 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Sea Island, streaming live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio.
Listen to the NFL Wild Card Round.
The Wild Card Round of the NFL playoffs kicks off with a special Saturday doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, the Los Angeles Rams take on the upstart Carolina Panthers. Then it's the oldest rivalry in football when the Packers head to Chicago to face the Bears. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern. From the Wild Card Round all the way to Super Bowl 60 in the Bay Area, the NFL playoffs are right here.
It's a special NFL Saturday on 97.3 ESPN.
Tired of cooking and planning all of your meals each and every day? You need Prevail Nutrition to simplify your life. For almost a decade, Prevail Nutrition is a local meal prep company located in South Jersey that allows customers to design their own meal plan. Or you can choose from a wide variety of chef-designed meals on their weekly changing Prevail Selects menu. You can order online for pickup or get free delivery on orders of over $50. Prevail Nutrition delivers to Atlantic and Cumberland counties along with Ocean City. Or you can pick up your meals every Monday and Friday. Learn more about how Prevail Nutrition can simplify your life. Visit their website at prevailnutrition.club. Check out Prevail Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram. Prevail Nutrition is my go-to choice for prepared meals and foods. Order online, like me, at prevailnutrition.club.
Making your home look brand new is what Work of Art Construction can do for you. Ready to remodel your bathroom or have a kitchen makeover? Art Masker has 40 years of experience in construction and knows how to make your home look like a work of art. Want to install a new back deck or invest in a new front door? Just call Art Masker at 609-788-4271 to learn more. Visit Work of Art Construction on Instagram to see how Work of Art Construction can make your home look brand new. Beautify your home with Work of Art. Call him at 609-788-4271 and let them make your home truly a work of art.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at the Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Are you ready to sell your home? Call Dave Beach. He makes sure his clients receive the very best in service. Dave Beach at RE/MAX Community is your trusted local expert. Fast closings, top offers, and service just like your family. 609-685-4942. Online at soldbydavebeach.com.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
We're famous for our buffalo wings. The Piccalilli. When it comes to cooking wings, we're the king. The Piccalilli.
The champs are back, and it's game time at family-owned Piccalilli Inn. Skip the lame chains and treat your friends to their world-famous wings for eat-in or carry-out in 6-packs to go. For game day, get your chicken wing fix on Route 206 in Chemog, New Jersey. Visit Piccalilli.com.
If you can't stop in, stop back. The Piccalilli Inn.
Now back to Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
And on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Josh Hennig back here at the Slack Tide Brewing Company 10-year anniversary celebration here on 97.3 ESPN. And this was a selfish move by me because I wanted Willie from the food truck Taste of Love to come on. So for those who don't know, we're live here at Slack Tide Brewing Company 10-year anniversary celebration. Everyone's having a great time, but you guys are supplying the food.
Absolutely.
So tell folks a little bit about the food truck in the background.
Okay, so if anybody hasn't experienced our food, we say Matt's Family Taste of Love Barbecue and Grill, but we're not just barbecue. We almost have a restaurant-style menu, Josh. We have everything from filet mignon sandwiches to specialty sausage sandwiches. My son makes a pork cube special which is on the other truck, which is absolutely outstanding. So we actually have like a restaurant style menu. We actually have 20 or 25 items at any given time on either one of our menus. Yeah, but our biggest seller, smash burgers, pulled pork, brisket sandwiches, loaded fries with pulled pork or brisket of your choice. But we started this in 2014. My two youngest kids, Matthew and Hannah, at 12 and 10, started selling hot dogs at my work. That's how this all started. So we got so busy doing that, we moved out on our own. We started working under tents the following year at Naughty Spirits Distillery.
Right.
So it, again, got crazy busy. Then we moved up to a food truck. Then we moved up to a second food truck. So we went from selling a pork butt or two on the weekend and a brisket to selling cases of brisket and pulled pork in any given week in the summertime.
Now, the other side of this is, so I actually met you. I told you this story before.
Yeah.
When I was 10 years old, because when my dad used to work at
Uncle's gas station, yeah,
on Route 47, which isn't there anymore, which is so crazy. You used to go in there with your truck, typically what was like once a week to fill up.
Grew up there. Grew up right down the street.
Goshen.
Yeah, absolutely. The little town of Goshen. Jason was talking about the small town, small community, and that resonated with me. And growing up right down the street from Uncle's, and I didn't know at that point that was your father who worked at Uncle's, who pumped my gas and probably worked on my vehicle. Yeah. So great story there, though. I met Joe Frazier at Uncle's.
That's where I ran into Joe as well.
Ran into Joe Frazier and Marvis, his son, right there at Uncle's gas station. Yeah,
it's absolutely wild. So obviously you're a Philly sports fan as well.
Yes.
So
primarily.
Right, exactly. So for you, Eagles game tomorrow, 4:25 kickoff. How are we feeling about 25 hours ahead of time?
Well, this is probably going to disappoint a lot of people, but I think the Eagles are going to lose tomorrow.
Okay.
I really do. I'm not a fan of either team. I just think that 49ers, even though they've overcome so much this season, the injuries have been unbelievable.
So you're saying it's a resilience factor?
I do. I really do. However, Eagles are very talented, and they're probably the healthiest team in the tournament right now. You agree?
Listen, this is the third time in the last 5 years the Eagles have 21 of their 22 opening night starters starting in the postseason. So it just goes to show you that, when you're healthy, it makes a difference.
Typically, the healthiest team will come out of this the winner.
Right.
Typically.
The problem with the Eagles, though, is Kevin Matullo going to get in the way. So I know you're a big Sixers fan.
I am, Josh.
I got to ask you, are you a believer? Are you watching this team right now? Do you believe? Or are you still tentative?
You know what I'm doing with this team right now? Having fun and enjoying it.
Okay.
I don't know if I can believe yet because I'm tired. It's been years now of this process and broken heart, right? Over the last 8, 9, 10 years, right?
Yeah.
This whole process. So I'm sitting back. I'm enjoying every game. I enjoyed last night's game, but I think we have a great backcourt, probably the best. It might be the best backcourt since Maurice Cheeks and Andrew Toney, in my opinion.
You're going back before my producer was born.
But listen, the talent's there. The talent's there, but I think we still might need one more piece,
right? Because
there at any given moment, there's a player that's going to go down, and we all know who.
Always we theorize.
Yeah. So I think there's still one piece away. I think this team's going to make the playoffs, but I think to make it to the finals, I think they need one more player.
I think it's also encouraging. You saw what Paul George did in the fourth quarter last night. How he just kind of came alive offensively, and it's like
took over, right? He took over the game.
Yeah, and it's like if Paul George can do that, not be like the number one, but be the guy that when I need you to fill in and step up, you can do it. That changes the dynamics of the team, does it not?
Absolutely. I think they brought him here to be the star or the co-star. They don't need him to be that now.
Right. All right, Willie, again, one more time, plug the food truck for everybody.
Okay, guys. Matt's Family, Taste of Love. We've been in business. This is our 11th summer. We have great food. We're at all the local breweries and wineries, distilleries. We're here at Slack Tide today. This is our favorite by far. So come on out and join us. I know it's raining out today, but we have numbers on our menus. Just text us the order, and you just come out and pick it up, and we'll have it ready for you.
Awesome, Willie. I always appreciate you being such a loyal listener, 97.3 ESPN. I appreciate everything you guys do with the food truck. Keep up the great work, my friend.
Absolutely. Congratulations on this show, Josh. Awesome. Great job.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'll see you after the show is done when I actually can sit down, decompress, and eat.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Really
Pleasure.
appreciate you. Josh Hennig hanging out with you on 97.3 ESPN as we wrap up the second hour of the show. We'll get back into the football conversation coming up next here on 97.3 ESPN. Don't forget, this hour of Hang with Hennig being brought to you by, don't forget, the Mike Seafood Run Walk for Autism is Saturday, February 14th on the Boardwalk in Seattle City. Register now to go to polarbearrunwalkforautism.com because any day you can do something with children with disabilities. It is a good day. And of course, we will be there hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN that day. Don't forget still to come, Matt Barrows, who covers the 49ers for the Athlete. We'll get the 49ers perspective on this matchup tomorrow here on 97.3 ESPN. And get to more of your text on the other side. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Also, don't forget, we are streaming live on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio at Josh Hennig at 97.3 ESPN. More Hanging with Hennig coming up next on 97.3 ESPN.
South Jersey's official play-by-play home of the Eagles, Sixers, and Flyers.
At 0 point would I ever consider not being a fan of the team.
97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
For 23 years, we've helped athletes at all levels at Clemic Performance Method, from youth to pros, increase maximum velocity, acceleration, vertical leaps, and general physical preparedness. We offer youth, high school, and pro college classes. Our proven results have earned national recognition from NFL coaches, sponsors, and a feature on ESPN Radio's Sports Science segment. You can contact me directly at 609-742-6190, or as always, visit us on our website, ClemicPerformanceMethod.com.
The Wildwood Fishing and Boating Expo is back at the Wildwoods Convention Center January 9th through the 11th. Check out 80,000 square feet of boats, tackle, gear, and accessories with 12 boat dealers and 100 vendors all under one roof. Free parking, free seminars, and free face painting for kids. Plus, they're giving away a free Yeti 65 cooler every day. Tickets are just $12 for adults, $5 for kids 6 to 13, and kids 5 and under are free. Visit fishingexpowildwood.com, the biggest little expo in New Jersey.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-403-5566. That's 800-403-5566. 800-403-5566.
In 2026, Moppert Brothers at Northfield celebrates an incredible milestone. 50 years of repairing vehicles back to factory specifications after an accident. Family owned and operated for 5 decades, they take pride in doing things the right way, with the owners on site and involved every day. They're manufacturer certified by Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Ford, Tesla, and Polestar. Their technicians are expertly trained and use state-of-the-art equipment. Moppert Brothers at Northfield. 50 years of trust. 50 years of quality.
It's Flyers Lightning tonight on Rock 104.1 and the Rock 104.1 mobile app. Listen as Tim Saunders and Todd Fedork bring you all the exciting play-by-play action.
DeBoer gave it up. Seager scores. Has his 16th of the year.
It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey tonight. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. It's Philadelphia Flyers hockey on South Jersey's classic rock station, Rock 104.1 and the Rock 104.1 mobile app.
Finally! This is Hanging with Hennig.
I have friends everywhere.
On 97.3 ESPN Radio, South Jersey.
In New Jersey. Am I right? Yeah.
Live feed on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
It seems to run on some form of electricity. Well, you're not wrong.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
The internet is a communications tool used the world over where people can come together.
Now, here's your host.
He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Josh Hennig.
Josh Hennig back here live from Slack Tide Brewing Company's 10-year anniversary celebration, 97.3 ESPN FM. Of course, we are here thanks in part to Boxing Insider Promotions return to Atlantic City Saturday, March 17th. Margate's own Larry Goldberg brings his 7th boxing event at the Tropicana Showroom in Atlantic City. A fight night that will be stacked with South Jersey fighters along with rising stars in the boxing world. Don't miss out on the first action-packed fight night of 2026, Saturday, March 7th, inside Tropicana, Atlantic City Showroom, presented by Boxing Insider Promotions. Josh Hennig back here on 97.3 ESPN as we are entering the third hour. Alex Berardis back in the 97.3 ESPN studios. We'll get back to the text board in just a bit at 609-403-0973. Kind of want to hit the reset button, Alex, with some of the stuff we've been talking about. So a couple things. Housekeeping items. First of all, we are live here at Slack Tide Brewing. Don't forget, if you bring a non-perishable canned item, you will be entered into the big raffle that will be given away at the end of the weekend. And as a thank you for bringing that non-perishable item,
we are going to give you the opportunity to win some prizes. Of course, I got the Caesar Sportsbook hat straight out of the bag. I got the 97.3 ESPN koozie. So we got some things to give away to people down here at Slack Tide Brewing. It's a jam. Now, for those who don't wonder where I'm wondering, I am actually set up in the side bar area in the back where the cornhole is going on. The main tasting room is on the other side of the wall over here. So, folks can come down, enjoy the great beers. Don't forget the Taste of Love. We just had Willie on for the food truck. Come on down, get some food for the food truck. And just come down and have a good time. It's a great opportunity to support a local business like Slack Tide Brewing that has been a huge part of the community for many years. 10-year anniversary in the brewery business is a big deal, Alex, because a lot of breweries, they have not made it this far along. And so it's a testament to the community support. It's a testament to them and the product that they make. And I'm just excited to be here, Alex. How's it going back there now that things have calmed down in the 97.3 studios?
Gotta say, I wish I was out there with you over at Slack Tide, but things are going good over here. Like you said, you're a big small business, like promoting the small businesses in South Jersey, as do I, and you're at a great spot today. I really wish I could be out there with you.
Well, if things were a little differently, it would have been you sitting here next to me and not you in the studio, but I digress. So let's get it back to the Eagles before I say something that I'll regret. So, I think we're all kind of getting to the point, Alex, where we know what will stop this team from winning the game tomorrow, right? But let's talk about what is the key to them winning the game. And so I think one of my keys for the game tomorrow, Alex, and of course, folks can chime in as well at 609-403-0973. That is the text for to join the conversation. Also, we are streaming live on YouTube and X at Josh Hennig in the Dr. Squatch virtual studios. I've been seeing people chiming in on the YouTube chat as well throughout the show, like Jeff in Summers Point says cheers over there on the stream. Shout out to Jeff in Summers Point for joining the conversation. By the way, Jeff in Ocean City is here, Alex. Jeff from Summers Point. Jeff from Summers Point is watching on the YouTube stream, but Jeff from Ocean City is actually in the building. So
these guys are everywhere, but I love it though.
So I think one of the biggest keys coming into this game is something that's been said by a lot of people, which is you rested the offensive line, Alex, with the opportunity to run the ball tomorrow, right? This whole year, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, they've both been injured throughout the year. Lane Johnson missed the last 7 games. So to me, all this rest, right, all this preparation should be about running the ball tomorrow. You have a 49ers team that is incredibly banged up. They are potentially starting 2 guys who were not even on the team a month ago, that being Eric Kendricks and former Eagle Kazir White at linebacker. That's how injured the 49ers are coming into this game. So if you have two positions that are that extremely injured, you have a problem where if you can run the ball through the Eagles, right? And I don't mean some of those stupid runs where you run up between the guard and hope for the best. I mean like actually schemed run plays where you're getting openings like they did a few weeks ago when Saquon had that big run against the Chargers. You have an opportunity, Alex, if you run the ball and you get a lead early, as Joey D from Ventnor texted earlier into the show at 609-403-0973. If you have an actual legitimate bona fide run game, you have an opportunity, Alex, to not just get a lead, but then hold the lead. And that was the formula last year, right? The formula last year was they were a much better second half team. They would run the ball, they would wear teams down, and then Saquon would get that big run to close it out.
You see, Mr. Josh Hennig, the one word you used there that really stuck out to me, scheme. That's the thing. If Kevin Patullo can scheme a good run game, it should work. But I do think something that hasn't been addressed a lot as a key to this game that is going to work, it should work, in the Eagles' favor is how roughed up San Francisco got in that Seattle game. They got manhandled. They got bullied on both sides of the football with an already depleted offensive line. You mentioned the linebacker situation. They're down to they're pulling us out of the stands to play linebacker for them. They got beat up, and I think it really took a toll on them. And this is where the Eagles, Sirianni, you gave your boys that extra week. Lane Johnson's coming back. Cam Jurgens, extra week to rest. Be what you were good at. Win the trenches. The defensive line, no problems. They're doing it. Offensive line, you got to win in the trenches. That is what has been this team's staple for years. And now people are going to say it's not as good at an offensive line. They're still better than half the offensive lines in this league. They're not a subpar, bottom-tier offensive line. I don't care what anybody says how bad it has looked. They are not that bad. They are still an above-average, top-tier offensive line. Getting a Hall of Famer at left tackle back, a week rest, win the trenches, you win this game.
Well, but that's also part of the reason why I'm frustrated, because you mentioned the offensive line. The run game coordinator for the Eagles is offensive line coach Jeff Stoutland, right? So if Stoutland is telling Patullo it's okay to run fill-in-the-blank play in the scheme, right? If he's saying we can do this and then his guys are not executing it, it's now we evolve the conversation to a whole nother layer, because Kevin Patullo is running Nick Sirianni's offense. But in Nick Sirianni's offense, Jeff Stoutland is a key part of the running attack. So then now we're just spreading the blame to everybody, right? You know, it's almost like the opposite of Jason Kelsey's speech. You know, it's the whole team, right? But now it's the whole coaching staff. So it's like, well, does anybody want to take responsibility for this? And I don't mean Nick Sirianni getting up there saying, I got to do a better job. Okay, I don't want to hear about you doing a better job. I want you to do a better job. And that's where it's like, I'm telling you, Alex, if they lose this game tomorrow, or they don't make it to the NFC Championship game, and at any point in time during this postseason run, the offense is part of the problem in a significant way that was in the regular season, there is no way, there's no way Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie can let Nick Sirianni allow his boy, his friend, Kevin Patullo, because remember, that's what this all comes down to. Nick Sirianni handed the keys to the kingdom to his friend. He didn't hand it to a very highly qualified individual. He handed it to a guy who was his friend, a guy who's never called plays at any level. Even Brian Johnson, before he got the job in 2023, he called plays in college. But Patullo hasn't even done that. And listen, I don't care how long he's worked in the league. I don't think he's a stupid idiot. I just think he is not properly equipped or qualified to do a job. Just like, listen, Alex, what we do here on 97.3 ESPN, the troubleshooting you and Nick were doing earlier in the show back in the studio, me running everything as I have here on site at Slack Tide Brewing Company on Route 9 in Dennis Township, the 10-year anniversary celebration. The things that we do, not everyone can do what we do. Just like me, I cannot be a nuclear physicist, right? There are things that I cannot do, right? It's okay to say that Kevin Patullo is a experienced, good NFL coach, but that he is not equipped to be a play caller. Both things can exist.
That's, I think, what I was mainly trying to get at with my Alec Bowman analogy, was just like, we're expecting him to be something that he just can't be. We're giving him these high expectations to where he's just never going to fill those shoes. He's never going to fill that role that we see him to be. And that's not, you can't blame the guy. If he can't do that, that's just not on him. That's just not in his nature. That he can't do that.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's like, you know, that's where the consternation comes for the game tomorrow. And for me, that's why I say if they can at least run the ball, if they can at least get a consistent running attack in the game, to me, that's key number one. And key number two is limit Christian McCaffrey, right? It's the idea that, listen, I said it to Rob Motti last week. I'll say again here on Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. To me, Christian McCaffrey could be the league MVP. He ain't going to win the award because he's not a quarterback. But you got to find ways to limit his impact on the game. Alex, you were there. You were at the Bears game on Black Friday, right? You remember watching DeAndre Swift and the young man from Rutgers. I forget his name off the top of my head. Menungai, thank you. Both run all over the Eagles. Well, I think we both know that Christian McCaffrey is a much better running back than those guys. So You got to make sure that you don't have any flashbacks to that Black Friday game and ensure that Christian McCaffrey is not the reason you win or lose this game tomorrow.
I think he's just going to be more of a threat in the passing game because, that, like you said, he was one of those 1,000-yard guys where he's doing it rushing and receiving. They got to man him up. I would have maybe like a Nakobe Dean or Zach Bond or someone on him, like a wet T-shirt. I don't care what we could be playing zone, but you are just staying on McCaffrey. Let Juwan Jennings or someone beat us because I'm not letting Christian McCaffrey take over this game like we all know that he can do. I'll let someone else beat us before I let that happen.
George Kittle, you got to let him beat you?
Yeah, like you got to pick your poison at some point, and I think McCaffrey is more versatile and more explosive than Kittle can be.
You're saying on the scale of danger that McCaffrey is 1 and everybody else falls behind him. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No disrespect to George Kittle, top 3 tight end, one of the best tight ends we've seen in this league for a while. I'm just saying if I have to pick a guy who I'm just saying we're taking him completely out of the game plan, it's easily Christian McCaffrey.
Absolutely. And I think that, when it comes in this game as well, I think Fangio can do that with Nakobe Dean coming back. It's obviously a huge deal for that defense. We know they're a much better run defense. They're much better at containment when Nakobe Dean is on the field. And we're going to get more into the 49ers coming up next, Alex, because Matt Barrows, he covers the 49ers. He's actually covered the team for over 20 years. He's with The Athletic now, and we're going to get his perspective on what is the real impact of these injuries? Trent Williams is the 49ers, what Lane Johnson is to the Eagles. His status is up in the air. We know that D. Winters, okay? D. Winters is the linebacker who's replacing Fred Warner. He's questionable. He's a game-time decision tomorrow. We know there's a ton of 49ers, like Ricky Pearsall as well, who are coming into this game who are injured. We'll get a 49ers perspective on what is the impact of those injuries in this game with Matt Barrows from The Athletic coming up on the other side. Josh Hennig hanging out with you on 97.3 ESPN, broadcasting live from Slack Tide Brewing Company's 10-year anniversary celebration. Come on down and hang out. Of course, they have the 10-year anniversary hazy IPA they just dropped this weekend, and other great beers on tap, as well as don't forget, if you bring in a non-perishable good, you show me your raffle ticket, and you will give you either a Caesar Sportsbook hat or a 973 ESPN koozie for you to have. Thank you for donating to the local food pantry. Don't forget, every entry for the non-perishable goods each day gets you into the larger raffle for the big Slack Tide giveaway at the end of the weekend. Hanging with Hennig on 973 ESPN is being brought to you by Prevail Nutrition. Let them simplify your life in 2026. Stop trying to prep all your meals. We all have busy lives, right? Many of you out there, you have kids, you have families, you have all kinds of things you're busy with. Don't let not eating good get in the way of your life. Let Prevail Nutrition simplify your life. You can order online for free delivery on orders of $50 or more, or pick up in Absecon. Prevail Nutrition delivers to Atlantic and Cumberland counties along with Ocean City. For more information, go to prevailnutrition.club. Be like me. Let them simplify your life with the best meal prep service in South Jersey. Don't spend money with some big name company that's loaded up with sodium, that gives you small portion sizes that taste like, well, they taste bland. Okay? I'm telling you right now, Prevail Nutrition is the best meal prep service you can find. And it's right here in South Jersey. Prevailnutrition.club to get started today. Coming up next, we'll get a 49ers perspective on the game tomorrow. Josh Hennig hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM. The 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle City. And we are streaming live as always on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio.
Listen to the NFL Wildcard Round.
The Wildcard Round of the NFL playoffs kicks off with a special Saturday doubleheader. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One crew for all the action. First, the Los Angeles Rams take on the upstart Carolina Panthers. Then it's the oldest rivalry in football when the Packers head to Chicago to face the Bears. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Eastern. From the Wild Card Round all the way to Super Bowl 60 in the Bay Area, the NFL playoffs are right here.
It's a special NFL Saturday on 97.3 ESPN.
Making your home look brand new is what Work of Art Construction can do for you. Ready to remodel your bathroom or have a kitchen makeover? Art Masker has 40 years of experience in construction and knows how to make your home look like a work of art. Want to install a new back deck or invest in a new front door? Just call Art Masker at 609-788-4271 to learn more. Visit Work of Art Construction on Instagram to see how Work of Art Construction can make your home look brand new. Beautify your home with Work of Art. Call him at 609-788-4271 and let them make your home truly a work of art.
It's clearance time at Bridgeton Chevrolet GMC, your destination for savings. Proudly serving South Jersey for over 50 years, we treat you like one of our own. Right now, get the 2026 Ram 1500. Lease it for $299 a month with $35.95 down and 5,000 miles a year for 36 months. Tax and fees not included. It's clearance time, but hurry, these deals won't last. Visit 808 North Pearl Street in Bridgeton or at BridgetonChevroletGMC.com.
Se habla español.
Kohl's new clearance markdowns are intense. Up to 70% off is the kind of deal that'll leave you feeling stunned and make you whisper things like, "Where have you been my whole life?" to a cardigan. Just take a deep breath, steady your cart, and try to act normal. But it's not possible. The savings are just too good. Shop new clearance markdowns now in-store and online at Kohl's. Select styles, some exclusions apply. See store or kohls.com for details.
Happy New Year from Broadlee's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. With energy prices on the rise, don't pay more than you should to heat your home this winter. Broadlee's can help you save long-term by upgrading to more efficient equipment with 0% financing available, utility rebates up to $1,500, and no money down. Need heater service or repairs? Mention their first-time customer special for $25 off. As a factory-authorized Bryant dealer, Broadlee's does whatever it takes for your comfort. So call today at 609-390-3907.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The 2026 Air Force Reserve MAC Basketball Championships are returning to Atlantic City's iconic Jim Whalen Boardwalk Hall for the 7th consecutive year. March 5th through 10th, featuring the conference's top 10 men's and women's teams. The tournament is fun for the family, featuring a band jam, Spirit Squad showcase, and mascot game. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action to see who will cut down the nets and earn a spot in the big dance. Visit maxsports.com/basketball for more info and to purchase tickets.
Member Week is on at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off hundreds of items like appliances, home essentials, decor, and more. Perfect for your January reset. Plus, earn 5 times the points on an eligible purchase. Shop member deals in-store and online from January 8th to the 14th. Still not a member? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help, you save. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
For over 135 years, First Bank of Sea Isle City has proudly served Cape May County with a commitment to maintaining a hometown feel. We provide secure, convenient deposit and loan products every day. We're more than just a bank. We're a trusted community partner, offering personalized banking solutions that make life easier for local families of all ages. First Bank of Sea Isle City. Look for our lighthouse in your neighborhood and discover what makes us different.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Now back to Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
Who is right? You are an ox and a moron.
And on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
Hello? Get back in the room.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Josh Hennig back here on Hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM, the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Sea Isle, and streaming live as always on YouTube and X in the Dr. Squatch virtual studio. Eagles, 49ers, we've been previewing it all day here. Of course, tomorrow, Merrill Reese, Mike Quick calling all the action here at home for Eagles football in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN. We want to get a 49ers perspective on this huge game. Matt Barrows, he has covered the 49ers. I believe it's been, for 2 decades now, Matt? You're down with The Athletic. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, yeah. 2003 was my first season covering the team, so that was the Dennis Erickson era, if that puts it in perspective for you.
Yeah, that means you survived a lot. Over the years.
I did. T.O., we can commiserate about Terrell Owens. We both covered him. So, yeah, there's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs in San Francisco.
Absolutely. And I think one of the biggest questions we've been having coming into this game, Matt, has been a lot of conversations around the coaches in this game is where I want to start because, there's that stat out there that, Fangio has handled Shanahan in their 4 matchups, but that was years ago. He's never played Fangio with Brock Purdy, and he's never played Fangio when Fangio has coached the Eagles. So what is your perspective on the tactician Kyle Shanahan versus the OG Vic Fangio?
Yeah, this is a battle of heavyweights, and 49ers fans are very familiar with Vic Fangio. He was Jim Harbaugh's defensive coordinator during 4 seasons out here where the defense was, led the way. Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Justin Smith, et cetera, et cetera. So he's known out here as Lord Fangio and just has a tremendous amount of respect, including from Kyle Shanahan, who I remember him cozying up to Fangio a couple of times when Stanford has its pro day out here and all the NFL folks come out to watch all the Cardinal players work out. And he's even had Fangio over to kind of watch practices when Fangio wasn't with a team. So Fangio has been welcome at the 49ers facility. Got to watch a number of practices. I'm not saying that's given him any insight, but it just kind of shows you the respect. What Vic Fangio does well is he holds down big plays, and he is good at taking away an opponent's strengths. And he's good in the middle of the field. He never kind of allows the middle of the field to, be vulnerable on his defense, and that's where Shanahan operates. All of his pass plays go across the middle. Their crossing routes are a huge part of their passing attack. They like to get George Kittle and Christian McCaffrey working against linebackers. So that's the chess match. Basically, that middle chunk of the field, short to intermediate passes across the middle are what makes that Shanahan offense go. If you can take that away, that doesn't leave him a lot of options.
What about the impact of Christian McCaffrey? I have said here on 97.3 ESPN that if I had a vote, I would give him the MVP. I know running backs don't get MVP awards in today's world, but I think that McCaffrey, the fact that you have had different quarterbacks, so many injuries to this team, I almost look at him as, the Eagles, they had issues a month ago against the Bears running team. And, Matt, I think we all can agree that Christian McCaffrey is head and shoulders better than DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, for sure. And that's sort of the question in my mind. I think that there's really only one true avenue for the 49ers to win this. I mean, lots of oddball things could happen. But in terms of strategy, every now and then the 49ers pop out what Kyle Shanahan calls a 40 game, which is 40 carries by the offense, which is a huge number in the NFL, and it doesn't happen very often at all. But even sometimes when they strive for that, they end up in the mid-30s, and those are usually games that they win because they've controlled the clock, they've taken the ball away from the opposing offense, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I feel like that's probably the best avenue for the 49ers to win. The 49ers defense is so compromised that their offense almost has to have the ball for a big chunk of the game for them to win. So, but I agree with you. Getting Christian McCaffrey rolling, he basically carried this team through the first half of the season, and he might have to do so again in Philadelphia.
So Matt Barrows, he covers the 49ers for The Athletic. Of course, you are like me. You should subscribe to The Athletic for all their NFL coverage heading into this Eagles-49ers game, Sunday, 4:25 Eastern kickoff. Matt, you mentioned about the 49ers defense. This is a weird matchup for us in Philadelphia because, I don't know how it is for you guys out there, but, you guys have two very established guys, Kyle Shanahan, Robert Saleh. I mean, these are well-known commodities. In Philadelphia, Kevin Patullo has probably been the most ridiculed man in the city at this point. And you basically got a guy with a learner's permit going into a postseason game against a savvy veteran coach in Robert Saleh. So, it's one of those deals where how do you gauge Saleh's experience? He has faced the Eagles and Jalen Hurts before with a coordinator in Kevin Patullo who has never been in the situation.
Well, I would say it's like they're kind of opposing chefs. Like, let's say it's like a cooking show, and the Eagles guy has the whole refrigerator to work with. He's got all sorts of ingredients, everything he wants. And Saleh's got like a couple ice cubes, a piece of toast, and an egg. I mean, there's just not a lot of ingredients that he's working with here. I defy you to kind of look at that defensive line and pick out a star or even a guy who would be starting on any of these other playoff teams. They're going to be on their fourth middle linebacker of the season in this game. There's going to be a guy playing weak side linebacker, which is a very important role for the 49ers, whose name is Garrett Wallow. And he didn't join the 49ers until like December 8th. And they've got other guys, Kazir White, who could be in this game. He didn't join the 49ers until Wednesday of this week. So it just kind of underscores all the turnover and all the injuries on that side of the ball. I just don't think you can kind of out-scheme your lack of talent, and that was the problem against the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks didn't need to do much on offense. I know people point to the 13-3 score and said, "Oh well, Saleh's guys kept it close." Well, I think that the Seahawks, saw what the game was becoming and realized, okay, let's not put the ball at risk. We don't need to throw it downfield. We don't need to risk a tip ball interception. Let's just keep it simple and we'll win the game. And that's exactly what they did.
A lot of people have said this week, who national media coverage, that they would feel differently about this game if Fred Warner was playing. How important is Fred Warner to this 49ers defense, and what is it about this defense that makes him such a catalyst?
Yeah, he's very important. He's the most important, and it's not just the defense. He's the voice of the team. He never shuts off. He's always talking. He's always kind of cheering, rallying. He talks to the team before the game. He talks to the team at halftime. He breaks the team down in the locker room. He's their heart and soul. So, I mean, out here, and Fred Warner was recently seen at practice on a side field. He's on IR. He's not going to play in this game. Eagles fans don't need to kind of fear a kind of old gladiator coming into the arena,
like a Willis Reed situation.
Exactly, yeah, Willis Reed or whatever analogy you want to make. It's not happening this week, but if somehow the 49ers were to pull off an upset, I think at least he would begin practicing next week. And my point is that he brings so much emotion and all the kind of intangible things to this team that would be a true lift. Like they would feel that going into whatever their divisional round game is. But I think that's still probably 2 weeks away from happening. It's probably not going to happen this season, but he's out there, he's fighting to get back. And that in itself, I think, buoys the 49ers.
Matt, before I let you go, obviously what George Kittle said about the Eagle fans has been circulating around. I want to get your perspective. Is that kind of the perspective of the whole team, that they're like, hey, look, we know we're walking into a hostile environment. We appreciate, that the circumstances we're walking into, we're mentally preparing for it? Or was Kittle kind of more so talking from his own perspective?
That's Kittle. I mean, this is a guy that's got a giant tattoo of the Joker, the Heath Ledger Joker on his arm. So he likes chaos, and that's sort of his personality, certainly on game days. So he loved when he sees that sort of thing. He loves when he sees a bunch of 10-year-olds with a papier-mâché hand with a lever that raises the finger up at the opposing bus that comes in. I thought that was hilarious. But, I do know that game in 22, the championship game actually played in 2023.
Right.
A lot of players had their wives and family come in the stands, and a lot of them said, never again. We're never going to let that happen again. Now, for me, I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area, so I'm quite familiar with Philly fans and Eagles fans. I would have never let my family in the stands in the first place. So that was on the 49ers players, not really kind of knowing what they were getting into. But I do know that the experience for a lot of them was eye-opening, to say the least. A lot of four-letter words hurled in their direction, but hey, it's like going to Denver and then complaining about the snow and the thin air. That's what you get when you go to a Philadelphia game.
Absolutely. He's Matt Barrows. Of course, he covers the 49ers for the last couple of decades, currently with The Athletic. Follow him on X at Matt Barrows for all of his 49ers coverage. Eagles, 49ers, 4:25 kickoff tomorrow right here. You can hear on 97.3 ESPN. Matt, great stuff today. Appreciate you jumping on.
All right. Thanks for having me. Talk to you soon.
And don't forget, Josh Hennig hanging out with you live at Slack Tide Brewing Company down here for the 10-year anniversary celebration. Route 9 in Dennis Township. Let's don't let the weather outside deter you, okay? Taste of Love food truck is out there. Give them a hit up for the great food. Come in, have the great brews. Of course, don't forget the 10-year anniversary, hazy IPA, and much more. Of course, I got one more segment coming up here on 97.3 ESPN. We'll get you some thoughts on the picks for all the NFL games coming up this weekend. But don't forget, all those picks and all those lines are presented by my friends over at Caesars Sportsbook, the only sportsbook app offering you Caesars rewards. Download the Caesars Sportsbook app now, build the perfect same-game parlay, bet on the game live, or try our quick pick parlays that are pre-built just for you. Bet on gridiron action, earn perks in every game, like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO250BN and get your first bet matched as a bonus bet up to $250, whether you win or lose. Open to new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Minimum odds -500, awarded as a non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bet. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promos for full terms. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. We'll check in the text board one more time, as well as the comments on YouTube. 609-403-0973 is the text board. And don't forget, you can comment on the YouTube stream like Jeff from Suburbs Point is doing at Josh Hennig on X and YouTube. We'll wrap up the show coming up next on 97.3 ESPN.
The wait is over. The quest for the Lombardi returns to South Philly. It's the wild card round as the number 3 seeded Eagles host the 6 seeded San Francisco 49ers at the Link. Don't miss a single snap with the legends, Merrill Reese and Mike Quick, calling all the exciting playoff action.
Here comes the rush. They've got him!
Coverage begins tomorrow with the pregame at 3 p.m., followed by kickoff at 4:30. The playoffs live here. 97.3 ESPN, South Jersey's Eagles playoff station.
Tired of cooking and planning all of your meals each and every day? You need Prevail Nutrition to simplify your life. For almost a decade, Prevail Nutrition is a local meal prep company located in South Jersey that allows customers to design their own meal plan. Or you can choose from a wide variety of chef-designed meals on their weekly changing Prevail Selects menu. You can order online for pickup or get free delivery on orders of over $50. Prevail Nutrition delivers to Atlantic and Cumberland counties along with Ocean City. Or you can pick up your meals every Monday and Friday. Learn more about how Prevail Nutrition can simplify your life. Visit their website at prevailnutrition.club. Check out Prevail Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram. Prevail Nutrition is my go-to choice for prepared meals and food. Order online, like me, at prevailnutrition.club.
For 23 years, we've helped athletes at all levels at Clemic Performance Method, from youth to pros, increase maximum velocity, acceleration, vertical leaps, and general physical preparedness. We offer youth, high school, and pro college classes. Our proven results have earned national recognition from NFL coaches, sponsors, and a feature on ESPN Radio's Sports Science segment. You can contact me directly at 609-742-6190, or as always, visit us on our website, clemicperformancemethod.com.
The champs are back, and it's game time at the family-owned Piccadilly Inn. Skip the lame chains. Treat your friends to their world-famous wings for eat-in or carry-out, and 6-packs to go. Get your chicken wing fix on Route 206 in Shamong. Visit piccadilly.com.
Member Week is on at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off hundreds of items like appliances, home essentials, decor, and more. Perfect for your January reset. Plus, earn 5 times the points on an eligible purchase. Shop member deals in-store and online from January 8th to the 14th. Still not a member? Join for free today. Lowe's. We help, you save. Point boosters subject to exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast!
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
The Wildwood Fishing and Boating Expo is back at the Wildwoods Convention Center January 9th through the 11th. Check out 80,000 square feet of boats, tackle, gear, and accessories with 12 boat dealers and 100 vendors all under one roof. Free parking, free seminars, and free face painting for kids. Plus, they're giving away a free Yeti 65 cooler every day. Tickets are just $12 for adults, $5 for kids 6 to 13, and kids 5 and under are free. Visit fishingexpowildwood.com, the biggest little expo in New Jersey.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Caesars Sportsbook app is the only sportsbook app with Caesars rewards. Bet on gridiron action, earn perks on every game, like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code Radio250BM and get your first bet matched as a bonus bet up to $250 whether you win or lose. Open for new users in New Jersey who are 21 or older. Minimum odds minus 500. Award is non-withdrawable bonus bet expires 14 days after receipt. Bonus bet amount not returned for winning bets. Void where prohibited. See Caesars.com/promo for full terms. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're hanging with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN FM.
People will come, Ray.
and on the 97.3 ESPN mobile app, powered by First Bank of Sea Isle City.
People will most definitely come.
Streaming live on YouTube, Instagram, and the X platform.
Josh Hennig back here at Slack Tide Brewing Company, the 10-year anniversary celebration. It's jamming out there in the tasting room. I'm actually back here in the back room. It's kind of like the bar for like private events and stuff here. They let me set up back here. We got the cornhole tournament to my right, tasting room to my left, and of course, Taste of Love food truck is out there in the lot. So come on down. Maybe an Alex will drive down here when he's done. I don't know if you are or not. I was just started changing your life plans over here. So
throw me for a loop there. I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, well, everybody else does it to me. So welcome to the club. So, by the way, and we do want to thank, because we are in here in large part thanks to Larry Goldberg of Boxing Insider Promotions, the return of action-packed boxing in South Jersey, Saturday, March 7th. Boxing Insider Promotions presents their 7th event at Tropicana Showroom in Atlantic City. It will be a fight night filled with South Jersey fighters and rising stars in the boxing world. Don't miss out on the first action-packed fight night of 2026 on Saturday, March 7th, inside Tropicana Showroom in Atlantic City, presented by Boxing Insider Promotions. All right, Alex, so we're going to hit on every game before we get to the Eagles game. And, of course, all of our odds are presented by my friends over at Caesars Sportsbook. So, Alex, be unafraid to disagree with me, okay?
I will not. Trust me.
You were very unenthusiastic with that. Sorry.
I will not.
That actually might have been worse. That actually might have been worse. That was very on your personality. So.
Exactly.
Rams, of course, coming up today on 97.3 ESPN. We have the doubleheader of NFL games. Rams taking on the Panthers. This is the rematch of the game during the regular season. At Caesars Sportsbook, the odds are Panthers are currently 10-point dogs at home. The over-under is 44.5. My working theory on this game is I think the second time round, the Rams will be more prepared for this game. Those 2 interceptions that Matthew Stafford threw were basically the reason why they lost the game. So to me, I don't think Stafford throws those 2 interceptions again. I think that Devontae Adams being back is a huge deal for the Rams. I think the Panthers keep it close. I think they cover the 10-point spread, Alex. But I do think the Rams will win the game for the first game of the NFL weekend.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do think the Rams will come out on top here. But these Panthers, they're a frisky team. I think Bryce Young, he kind of is like they're a worse version of the Denver Broncos, where the Broncos, once it gets to the fourth quarter, the offense turns it up. Carolina Panthers do the exact same thing, just not at the same level that they do. I do think the Rams win, but I also do think the Panthers cover that spread.
Coming up also tonight on 97.3 ESPN, 8:05 kickoff is the Packers versus the Bears. This is a fascinating situation because coming into the week, Alex, the Bears were a minus 1.5 point favorite. As the week has went on and all the money, the sharp money came on the Packers, it has flipped it. Now the Packers favored at 1.5. I think the biggest question in this game is which version of Jordan Love are we going to get, right? This is a quarterback who was drafted in the first round to be Aaron Rodgers' replacement. Well, if we're being honest, has he really been a great replacement? I think he's been a satisfactory replacement, but he's nowhere as good as Aaron Rodgers or Rodgers' predecessor, Brett Favre. I think if Jordan Love comes out and plays his style of football, I think the Packers can win. Run the ball with Josh Jacobs, get the play action game, but if they don't stick to that, I think the Bears can win this game. I'm very nervous about this game. I'm going to lean Bears at home. I think the Packers, they are now 0-4. I think it's 0-4 since Micah Parsons went down. I hate going the Bears, but I do think the Bears actually can win the game outright. That would be a plus 109 money line.
So I was leaning the Bears all week long. I figure I'm a big Caleb Williams guy. I like what I've seen from him. I think he's going to be a great quarterback in this league. He is a great quarterback in this league. But then I thought about their past 2 matchups because they're divisional opponents. First one went Green Bay's way. Second one went the Bears' way. But if you remember how that second game played out, Bears got lucky on an onside kick, went back down, they scored. Overtime comes, deep shot, Hail Mary type play to DJ Moore downfield. There was just a lot that kind of fell to the Bears. I got to go back with the Packers. Part of that is that because if the Eagles win and the Packers win, Eagles get a home playoff game next week. Maybe. That's neither here nor there. But I do think with how the second game played out, Packers probably should have won that game. They're going to want revenge from that game. It's a divisional game, big game in Chicago. Bears might just crumble. They might turn into the old. But we've all been waiting all season long for the Bears to be the Bears. I think tonight it happens. Give me the Packers.
Yeah, my best bet for the game is actually the under 45.5. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Do we know the weather conditions in Chicago tonight?
It's a good question. Now, why don't you look it up while I go to the next game? Because I don't want to lose my screen and then my my entire video streaming of the show go haywire again. So tomorrow,
like low 30s, not a possibility of snow.
Okay, well, I mean, so basically normal January football weather. Yeah. So I just think that the Bears defense is a little better than people give them credit for. And I think the Packers have a lot of limitations on offense. Now, listen, I think if the Packers win, it's going to be because Jordan Love lights them up, right? If the Bears win, it's because the Bears control the game through the ground game, and then Caleb Williams and a couple bombs off the play action. That's kind of the game I expect to have. Let's get to tomorrow's games. Buffalo Bills, Jags. I've been waffling on this game all week. Jacksonville's at home. The Bills are on the road. I am going to go with experience over home team. I'm going to go the Bills. I'm going to take them on the 1.5. The money line is not much of a difference. It's a minus 102 on the money line, which means the odds makers, Alex, think this is a pick'em game. The odds makers are telling you that this is a pick'em game. So if it's a pick'em game, I'm going to go with the last year's league MVP, the veteran coach McDermott. And I hate to say it because I love the Jags story. I love their run at the end of the season. But I think that the Bills have the experience, and in this case, experience wins out.
I'm going to keep this quick so we can get through all these games. I completely agree. I think the Bills, Josh Allen's going to show why he's Josh Allen. He knows this is his path to the championship this year. He doesn't know how wide open it's going to be like this for the rest of the years without all these good quarterbacks. Give me the Bills.
In the nightcap, we got coming up after the Eagles 49ers tomorrow night, 7-3 ESPN Chargers and Patriots. Chargers, the 3.5 point spread over under 46. I'm going to take the under 46. I think this is going to be Vrabel, Harbaugh, grind it out. I actually think I'm only picking the Patriots because of the home team, but I don't feel good about it. I feel much more comfortable, Alex, about this being a low scoring game between two teams that like to punch each other as hard as possible.
Yeah, I'd say the Chargers cover on this one. I don't think the Patriots are going to win it all this year, but I do think they get by in this first round. I'm going to take the Pats at home.
Texans Steelers under 38. That's the pick I like. I don't know who's really going to win. I'm leaning Steelers because they're the home team, Alex.
I've been down on the Steelers team since the beginning of the year. I've really liked this Houston defense. C.J. Stroud's kind of, found his groove again. I think the Texans walk into Pittsburgh, and I think they're going to take it out.
This is the one game that I don't even care if I'm wrong on. I'm just going with the home team because it's a gut feel. I just feel like it's going to be a close game in the fourth quarter, and some of those Texans players are going to become absolutely unnerved when they hear a Renegade hit in the fourth quarter. All right, Eagles. Alex, what is your prediction for the Eagles game tomorrow?
I'm giving you a 24-13 Birds win. I think, like I said earlier, they got dismantled against Seattle. They're hurt, they're battered, they're bruised. And I think the Eagles are fresh. The offense is going to click. Defense is going to do their thing. Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell, second cornerback pairing of all time to both get AP first team bids. Birds on top tomorrow.
I am going to go with history. History has shown that Vic Fangio has owned Kyle Shanahan. I have the Eagles winning this game 20-14. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I think the Eagles offense will do enough to get the job done. The defense will basically control the 49ers most of the game. I think the 49ers have a late score. I think it'll be one of those games where they'll score late to make it closer than it really should be. I think Philadelphia is going to run the ball tomorrow. I really do. I think that the adults in the room are finally going to show up, and they're going to say we're going to run the ball, whether Lane Johnson plays or not. All right, thanks to Matt Barrows from The Athletic for joining us, as well as Andy McNamara from the Sporting News. Thanks to Alex Berardis back in the studio for everything he did today. Also, Nick Earnshaw for all of his help on the technical side of things. Thanks to Jason and Tag Campbell for having me down here at Slack Tide Brewing for the 10-year anniversary celebration. Also, shout out to Willie and his family down at the food truck, Taste of Love. Make sure you go check them out if you come down to Slack Tide Brewing today. Of course, it's been hanging with Hennig on 97.3 ESPN. Don't forget Eagles tomorrow. Pregame coverage starts at 3 p.m. Then Mel Reese and Mike Quick calling all the action here in your home for Eagles football in South Jersey, 97.3 ESPN. And don't forget, as I always say, one of the reasons why I'm here today supporting Slack Tide is because we all need to support the small businesses in our community. So please take time out of your day to support the small businesses here in South Jersey. Have a great weekend, everybody, and go Birds!
Sunday morning in the locker with Billy Schwein, producer Alex Berardis joins me in the studio.